Batteries fully charged. Launch ready for WWE Aftershock in 3, 2, 1. World Wrestling Entertainment Discussion is live. Cue host Owen Finch.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to WWE Aftershock. I'm Owen the Birdman Finch, and I'm here with
Chris.
And today we're sort of doing like a role reversal. I'm still the host, but Google Chrome wouldn't pull up on my computer. What happened is I have to restart my computer for it to work. Sometimes Google Chrome does that. So instead of just, delaying the show any further and restarting my computer and everything like that, if you have a live comment, Chris is going to be reading the live comments this week.
I might not. Who knows?
Yeah, he may not. So that's going to be awesome. But yeah, let's just get right into it, talking about some WWE content this week. This is kind of a big week because this is going to be like the last. It's not the last show we're going to be doing, but it's going to be like one of the last shows. I mean, pretty much is the last show before the draft. The last full week, anyways, because I know tonight's Raw is not going to be any different, but that's going to be pretty cool. So there was a lot of talk about that in the show. It's going to be a lot for some of us. Some of the last times we see these guys go to Raw or SmackDown. So that's going to be pretty cool. Before we start talking about the shows, though, there's a news story that we should break down that we forgot to cover last week. I didn't really want to cover it last week because it's just beating a dead horse at this point. I think we talked about it off air, but we forgot that we talked about it off air. So we'll just talk about it now. So last week, Vince McMahon sent out like an email pretty much saying that Triple H is going to be fully involved in creative. I mean, it's nothing new that we haven't already known. As we've seen these past few weeks, it's pretty much been the Triple H shows. Obviously, there's been some changes, obviously. Like not last week, but 2 weeks ago, we had the travel issues and stuff. But on SmackDown, as you've seen, they've mainly been Triple H shows. I'm really happy about this. I really hope that, Vince just does his corrections thing that he's been doing and all that type of stuff, and he doesn't obviously get involved as much as he has been. As much as he did the Raw after WrestleMania. But what do you think of that news story right there?
It's promising. I like it. I like the fact that he's not going to be involved. As long as if he makes minor corrections to the show, I'm okay with it. But he can't be doing what he did Raw after Mania. That was pathetic.
Yeah.
In so many ways. It was just bad. But yeah, I'm just happy that he is not taking charge.
Yeah. So yeah, let's just start talking about Raw though. Raw last week, I have April 10th on my notes, but that's not right. It's April 17th, 2023. I'm a whole week off, Chris. What's going on there?
You never have the right dates.
I know. It was commentated by Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves, as it is every week. And Mike, tonight could be the last week, though, depending on what happens. But every week it's the same. The Bloodline minus Roman Reigns come out to do a promo. And the Bloodline talk about how they've been really dominant in the WWE. And they talk about how they've taken everybody out. They talk about how they took out Riddle on SmackDown. And they get interrupted by the Judgment Day. And I was wondering, what's going on here? Are they going to do a match? I didn't know what was going to happen here.
That was bizarre.
But, Paul Heyman mentions, though, that there has been that for one night only, the Judgment Day and the Bloodline have put aside their differences and are basically going to work together. And I like how they did mention that Finn Balor wasn't happy about it, but he understood it was what was best for business, because they talked about how they've had how the Judgment Day have had a Bad Bunny and Rey Mysterio problem. But even though they never mentioned Ray, they just mentioned Bad Bunny. But it was, I guess, Ray, since he's friends with Bad Bunny, I guess it made sense. And they talk. Paul Heyman talks about how the Bloodline have had a Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn problem. The Tribal Chief worked out a deal with the Judgment Day that they would handle each other's problems for 1 week. And they made it very well known that the Usos, I don't know if Solo knew, but that the Usos didn't know about this. And Jay was not happy about this. There was this one funny thing that happened during this segment where, because each member of the Judgment Day were like facing off with them. And Solo Sikoa and Rhea Ripley were like staring each other down, pretty much the two heavies of their factions. And Paul Heyman got nervous about this. So he had, I think he had like one of the Usos trade places with Solo. And that happened. And then I think like Finn Balor like traded places with Rhea Ripley like right after that. So it didn't even do anything. It was hilarious. I loved it. It was awesome. But yeah, so pretty much they agree to handle each other's problems. They announced a 6-man tag team match with I think it was it was Kevin Owens, Matt Riddle, and Sami Zayn versus the Judgment Day. Pretty much all the guys in the faction, not Rhea Ripley. And then they announced Solo Sikoa versus Rey Mysterio. This was a really good segment here. I like this a lot. I like the way everybody acted in this segment. And it's just an example of the Triple H effect, because in the Vince era, he would have just booked these matches and not even given any reason behind it. I actually thought Triple H made sense out of why these matches were happening, because I was wondering, like, why is Kevin Owens, because they announced these matches earlier in the day, why is Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Riddle fighting the Judgment Day? That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But I thought the segment made complete sense out of it, so I liked it a lot. What did you think of this?
I thought it was a really good opening segment. Yeah, I felt like it was really weird, like, having the two heel factions stand off against each other. I thought that was a bit weird, but it makes sense for later on in the show.
Yeah. Then we had that match. It was Rey Mysterio versus Solo Sikoa. Really good match here. I thought Rey Mysterio really took it to Solo Sikoa. Eventually, the Usos run out, and Rey Mysterio does the best he can to fight them off. Eventually, the LWO run out, and they all attack the Usos. All the members of LWO hit like a triple drop kick onto Jimmy Uso, which looked really cool. And eventually, Rey Mysterio hits the 619 in the splash, but Solo still kicks out of it. And eventually, he catches Rey Mysterio with a super kick and hits the Samoan spike anyways. And Solo Sikoa defeats Rey Mysterio. Afterwards, the LWO are checking on Rey Mysterio, and the Bloodline come back. They beat up the LWO, and they lay out. They completely lay him out. They hit the 1D onto Wall Mendoza, and they just completely ruin the LWO. I like this. I don't really understand what they're doing with the LWO though. Like, they put them back together, and they've either lost a match or they've gotten laid out every time they've been on screen. So I don't understand what's going on there. They do kind of make up for it a little bit at the end of the show, but it didn't fully make up for it, because they pretty much have put this faction together and they haven't won any matches. I mean, I do understand a little bit, because they're probably because Ray and Bad Bunny are probably going to face. They're doing some type of tag match at Judgment Day, and the faces are going to go over, so they clearly want to give the heels the heat. But it just seems like the LWO haven't gotten much on many wins at all or anything like that lately. But for what this was, I enjoyed it. I just don't understand why they continue to punk out the LWO. What did you think of this?
I'm with you. Like, I think they're going to win in Puerto Rico, but like, I don't know what the fuck they're doing in the meantime.
Yeah,
it just feels like they brought it back for the nostalgic act of the name and Rey Mysterio, and they've done nothing but job them out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, can we fucking if tonight they make a stand, I'll be happy. but like, can we at least see them look good instead of getting the shit beaten out of them all the time? Like that's the one big flop I think with Triple H so far, is that he brought this back for the cool nostalgic act. It was awesome, but can it be more than just a fucking nostalgic act and they actually do something of relevance?
Yeah.
Like, it's annoying.
I don't blame you, yeah. So then after this, Adam Pearce is backstage. And Otis is being fought over by Maxine Dupree and Chad Gable because obviously they're worried about what's going to happen with them in the draft. They think that Otis should be included with both of them when it comes to draft picks. And Adam Pearce doesn't want to talk about this. He's got bigger fish to fry, so he said that he'll make sure they get taken care of, and he has them leave. This bit I'll just talk about real quick. I actually liked this bit here. I felt bad for Chad Gable because he's just being shat on for no reason. Him and Maxine Dupree got into a shushing competition, and I would say Chad Gable won because Maxine Dupree wasn't even doing it right. She was it was not much of it was not as good of a shush competition as obviously as the Kurt Angle and Chad Gable had with each other. So that was interesting. I think that was basically it. They didn't really do anything else. I thought there was going to be a big segment that happened from this, but I just literally went on my phone and tried to check to see if there was another segment, but I don't think there was. I think Adam Pearce tried to make a phone call to talk about what was going on with the bloodline, but I just find it funny. What a hypocrite Adam Pearce is. 2 weeks ago, he was all fine talking about the draft to Bailey. He wouldn't shut up about it, but this week he didn't even want to hear about it. What a freaking hypocrite you are. You were all excited about it 2 weeks ago, and now last week you don't even care about it. Like, make up your mind, Adam Pearce, you fucking bipolar bitch. Like, what the fuck was that? What did you think of this?
Jesus Christ. What a burial. I don't know. It was okay, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I liked it, but it's like Adam Pearce can't fucking make up his mind. Does he like the draft or does he not like the draft? Like 2 weeks ago, he wouldn't shut up about it. This last week, he didn't even want to hear about it. Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, what is going on?
He doesn't know. He doesn't even know.
I know. Like, what is this week? I feel like they should do a thing this week where like he wants to talk about it to like one person, but then like he doesn't want to hear about it like at the end of the show. Like this dude cannot make up his mind about what he wants. Like
he really can't.
Well, what he wants to talk about, anyways. Like, but yeah, like. I do like this. I think what's going to end up coming of this is I think Gable's going to SmackDown by himself, and I think Otis is going to stay on Raw. I think that's the best way to go about it because if you're going to break up the tag team, instead of having somebody get turned on by one of them, it's probably best to just split them up in the draft. I think that's the best way to go about it.
Yeah. That
way, too, like, you don't do a feud with it, and Chad Gable doesn't come looking too bad out of that, so.
Yeah.
But, I get out of Pearce. You need to make up your fucking mind, dude.
You really can't.
Not even just it's more he just. I feel like he doesn't like make up a mind about what you want to talk about. That's more of my issue with him. Like he doesn't know what he wants to talk about. Like I think he can make up his mind on other things, but he just does not know what he wants to talk about. Like
he doesn't.
2 weeks ago, you wouldn't shut up about the draft, and now last week you didn't even want to hear about it. Like. What's going on? Like,
can't make up his mind. He doesn't want to make up his mind.
I know. Do you think he can't make up his mind? That he can't make up his mind? That's a real question right there. Like,
what if the draft happens and he just sits there and is frowning the whole time because he's not
I know. Like this dude cannot make up his mind about what he wants. Like. Next though was Bianca Belair versus Dakota Kai. This match was really good. I liked it a lot. Just a nice little match right here. Eventually, Bianca Belair wins with the KOD, which was obviously going to happen. I will say, I think we talked about the last closing moments of the match were very clunky. It was very very botchy. But other than that, this match was still like really good. Obviously, this was to build up some momentum for Bianca Belair to go face Io Sky, continues that feud. So this was a thumbs up for me. What did you think of this?
Yeah, I feel like it got a little botchy there at the end. Not really in sync there at the end. Not the band, the technique. But they I feel like the match is fine. Even with the flubs at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mind. Obviously fucking Bianca was gonna win, so
Yes.
pretty obvious.
Then Bronson Reed has a video package, and he talked about how his mom used to say that he was a nice guy when he was young, but something changed around him, and he's really not much of a nice guy anymore. But if his mother says that he's a nice guy, he has to believe her. And he said that he's going to show Bobby Lashley how nice of a guy he truly is. I mean, maybe in his mind he's being a nice guy. Think about it like this. Solo Sikoa was a nice guy to Matt Riddle. He beat him up so bad he had to go to rehab. So maybe that's what he's going to do to Bobby Lashley. He's going to beat him up so bad he's going to come back a better person. I mean, Matt Riddle didn't really come back a better person. He's just the same old guy. He thinks he's blaming Solo Sikoa for his problems, but Solo Sikoa, his beat and turn made it a nice thing. Maybe that's what he's going to do maybe that's what Bronson Reed has in mind for Bobby Lashley. But what did you think of the Bronson Reed video package? I thought it was a good way to get in depth of his character type of thing.
Yeah, it's a really good in depth interview.
Yeah. Then the Judgment Day are backstage, and Paul Heyman comes up to them, and he's wondering if they're satisfied with the beating that they gave to Rey Mysterio and the LWO. And Finn Balor just says, like he wasn't that thrilled about it. And Paul Heyman's just like, well, you better live up to those ands, and you better do better than later in the show. And Finn Balor says that they're going to put the worst beating that they've ever put on Matt Riddle, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens later in the show. And Rhea Ripley was staring down to Paul Heyman. He was very nervous. And I think Finn Balor debuted a new T-shirt here. It was 14 Staples. It was basically like the Austin 316, except it said Staples 14 or something like that. It was something catchy like that. It was
funny.
Yeah. And then Paul Heyman has Siri call the tribal chief Roman Reigns. And I love that because when Paul Heyman walked away, you could hear him on the phone with Roman. Roman picked up right away too. Great reaction time by Roman Reigns right there. Very, very nice guy right there. And Paul Heyman was just like, he just said to me. This was a great segment here. I loved it so much. It wasn't just, it was super That's what I'm going to call it. Super What did you think? Super Yeah. What did you think of this?
It was super
So then we had Cody Rhodes come out to cut a promo. And he comes out and he goes, so what do you want to talk about? And this time it's fired up this time. He was like a rabid animal right here with he was ready to unleash. And he talks about how he says that Brock Lesnar was here tonight. And he's ready to hear his challenge for Backlash. And Adam Pearce comes out with security and tells Cody that he's not doing this because Cody's not 100%. He's not medically cleared to be out there. He says that he'll give him the match with Brock Lesnar if he doesn't do this. And Cody Rhodes, says, all right, you're right. I respect you as an authority figure. I'm going to leave. And he actually leaves the ring, walks down the steps. And I think he saw some with his belt that he gave ringside. And he gets back into the ring and says, on second thought, though, I want to face Brock Lesnar. I want to hear his explanation. Brock Lesnar comes out. He's dressed more cowboyish than he ever has been in his life, which was awesome. There's a funny tweet that Sean Ross Sapp tweeted out that says Brock Lesnar not only took the Undertaker's streak, he took his win attire also, which was hilarious. I know you don't love Sean Ross Sapp, but the other one that shared it, so obviously you liked it. So
I thought it was hilarious.
He has his moments.
It was wicked.
But Brock Lesnar just stands there, and Cody wants to charge at him, and security's holding him back. Cody's fighting off the security. He beats him up. He throws him over the top rope and everything like that. I think this is at this point. Adam Pearce gives Cody the match with Brock Lesnar at this point, and then Brock leaves, and I think there's that point where, like, right when Cody's about to get a Brock, like, more security come out, and Cody just kicked their asses, lays them out with Cody cutters and crossroads, and just lays out the security. And this was awesome right here. Like, I love this. Cody is still massively over, which is great because you and I were worried that he wouldn't be after the big loss at WrestleMania. But if anything, he's probably not more over, but he was still, like, really over like here. Like, I would say about the same than he was, like, right before WrestleMania, which is good. And I find it funny. I was thinking about this a couple of days ago. I remember they tried to do stuff like this with Cody and AEW, and it fucking backfired. I like how WWE could still do this stuff, and it's fucking working. Like, the fans get more into Cody. Like, it's just funny how that happens. Like, Cody tried doing this stuff in AEW, and it didn't work. And here it's like, it's not just like it's working so well that, like, everyone loves him. What did you think of this?
I thought the segment was fucking great. Cody being at the security was awesome. And Brock being a Brock, I guess, was awesome.
Yeah.
Brock Taker.
Yeah.
It was a really good segment. The match is basically confirmed. He was confirmed at that point, which was obvious. They weren't going to set up all that just to not have a match.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good segment.
Then Brock Lesnar's backstage. I thought something was going to happen here, but he just left. He fulfilled his obligations, so he didn't feel the need to be there anymore. I asked your thoughts about this, but there's nothing to talk about here. All he did was just leave, so you can't really talk about it unless you want to say something about it, though. So
he just left. I mean, he's gone.
Yeah.
By the time that we even say anything, he was already gone.
Yeah. I think that us talking about that segment was longer than the segment itself. Like, next, The Miz.
It probably was.
The Miz wrestled Seth Rollins. I think he's just Seth Rollins now. He's not Seth freaking Rollins anymore because they haven't been calling him that lately. He's just Seth Rollins now because he was announced. Let's just say there's a match that's announced for him on Backlash, and it just says Seth Rollins on the graphic. So I think I'm glad that's been changed now because. I really didn't understand why he was Seth freaking Rollins. I'm glad he's just Seth Rollins.
Because he's just Seth freaking Rollins. What if he was
just
freaking Seth Rollins? A Seth Rollins freaking?
I don't know. But he's just Seth Rollins now. No more freakins anymore. None of that. So I'm pretty sure, too, this definitely is a Vince correction right here. They showed the segment again right after this of the Cody Brock Lesnar thing, even though we just fucking saw it. I get there was like there was a lot of other stuff on, so maybe they didn't think they were watching it. But this is just such a Vince thing to put in the show. He loves putting segments in that we just saw right after they happened. Like, he loves showing the replay of it, like right after it happened. Like, I get you were probably watching the hockey game and stuff, so you probably like didn't see like there was probably stuff that you didn't see before because hockey was going on at the same time. But Vince loves doing this, though. He loves showing segment that just literally happened. Like, that's his favorite thing.
Yeah, it literally is his favorite thing. He's always done it.
Yeah. What did you think of the fact that he did that, though? Were you okay with it this week since it was the same day as hockey? But I still
watching both of them, so I've been watching so much old SmackDown that, like, anytime something happens, there's 7 replays about it that happened.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, this is a Vince trope that goes back fucking years and years and years and years.
I know.
Like, can you stop?
Yeah.
Like, can you stop showing replays of stuff that just happened?
I know.
Get it. He kicked his ass. You don't need to. You don't need to go back and show us the exact same fucking thing that we just saw 5 minutes ago.
Let's talk about this because this definitely fell off correction. It doesn't happen yet. It happens, like, I think a little later on. There's a bit of the show where they come back from commercial break, and it's just recaps. They just recap 2 things that happen. It's like, what are you doing?
What is the point?
Like, you're going up against NHL that night and all this other stuff. You're wasting TV time showing replays. No one wants to see that shit. They're gonna switch right over to hockey. What are you fucking doing? Like,
they don't know what they're doing.
And that's not Triple H. That's a fucking Vince correction. And I know you say he was just going to do minor corrections. That's a big minor correction right there to fucking do that. That's fucking stupid. Why would you waste time showing replays when you have hockey playoffs off at another station? That doesn't even make any sense. You're gonna make people change the channel. Like,
Will. Like, what the fuck? I'm just getting recaps of shit that already happened. Literally 2 minutes ago.
What are you doing, you old man? You're worse than Adam Pearce. At least Adam Pearce, like, has stuff. I don't even know. What are you doing? Like,
bad. Just really bad.
I know it's a minor thing, but that's a big fucking deal right there. Like,
I'm like, okay, can you stop? I don't need to see the same thing that I just saw already.
Yeah, like.
But anyhow, plays.
We have the Miz versus. I'm pretty sure too. They show like at one point too. This is actually because this is an example. This is why I want to rant about it real quick. They show the replay of when Trish turns on Becky. They don't even. You think the segment's going to be next? They were just doing it for like a recap. It doesn't even happen until much later in the show. Like, what?
They're doing shit for shits and giggles.
Like, what the fuck was that? Like, I'm like, okay, so they're going to do the segment now. No, they're like, okay, later tonight, Trish is going to come out and explain. What did you show the recap for? It's not coming out right now. Like,
that didn't make any sense either. Like, why are you having why are you recapping what happened from the week before just to have that person not have their segment after the recap?
The fuck? Get out of here, Vince. Go away. Go home. Please. Like this minor thing, it's became a big thing. Like, go home. Go to bed. Do something else. You don't need to be here.
Go to bed, please. You're old.
But anyhow, next is the Miz versus Seth Rollins. What we wanted to talk about. This match was awesome. The Miz attacks Seth Rollins before the bell even wins, and he just beats the crap out of him. And this match was awesome. This match was got very high reviews backstage. A lot of people loved it, as they should have, because it was really awesome. Eventually, Rollins wins with the stomp, which he needed that win just because Seth Rollins isn't too happy right now, so you have to keep him happy. So, yeah, I like this a lot. I thought it was an awesome match right here. I thought they both really delivered. There's at one point when Miz hits like 2 DDTs in a row. It was awesome. I didn't break it down because I'm still fucking mad about what we just ranted about. But you really need to go watch this match. If you haven't watched this match yet, like, what have you been doing all week? But what did you think of this?
I thought this match was really good. It again, these guys have a lot of chemistry. They've wrestled a lot over the years. Mm-hmm. I liked it. I thought it was really, really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Then we had Bobby Lashley versus Austin Theory. I forgot I forgot to write it down, I think, because I was moving around and all that type of stuff. But what I meant by moving around, like I went from one room to eat something and put the show on Raw there. And I don't know why I need to. I feel like I should explain that because like, what the fuck are you doing moving around? What did you mean by that? Like,
what are you doing moving around all the time? Just stop moving around.
So I had to like switch rooms. So at one point, Bobby Lashley has an interview where he talks about how he feels like he's at like a low point in his WWE career, and he says that he wants to win this match against Theory and possibly get back into United States title contention. And I think too, I forgot to write this down. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and I think it was before the Theory match, and Matt Riddle have a segment backstage where they're going over strategy of how they're going to take down the Judgment Day. And Matt Riddle mentions that he's going to start this new finisher called the blows. It was like the knee spike or something like that. And we think that he's being genuine, but he said he was just kidding around. Kevin Owens didn't want to listen to Matt Riddle either, which I don't blame him.
Who the fuck would?
Yeah. And Matt Riddle says, no, we're going to kick Judgment Day's ass. We're going to kick the Bloodline's ass. We're just going to kick everybody's ass. And Kevin Owens is just like, at least he's showing seriousness, but he still didn't want to deal with Matt Riddle. So
I liked it.
Yeah, I like this. Obviously, I liked Kevin Owens here. Kevin Owens just has a great back and forth with anybody, no matter what era he's in. I And I thought Matt Riddle was decently funny here. I like the fact that he wanted to come back and just kick everybody's ass. And he showed respect to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, as he fucking should, by the way, because they're better people than he'll ever will be. He's a fucking dork. He's fucking awful. But Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are legit. They rule the world. Matt Riddle's ruling nothing right now. What did you think of this?
Scorched earth. I thought it was good. I thought this segment was fine. It's a fine segment. Lots of fineness to it.
What about the Bobby Lashley interview? I don't think I asked you about that.
There was lots of goodness in there.
And then we had Bobby Lashley versus Austin Theory. Really good match here. Just good match, not really good, just good. You know, obviously they have chemistry from before. This is the first. I was originally thinking about it. I forgot they already had a match earlier this year in the No DQ match at Raw 30. So I was thinking this was like the first time they've wrestled, so like Theory changed gimmicks technically. Because technically he had even though he had like a different gimmick when they fought for the US title like over the summer last year and stuff. But this was still good stuff right here. Lashley has the match won. He's about to beat Theory with the Hurt Lock because he was either going to pass out or tap out. There was no way Theory was getting out of it. However, Bronson Reed splashes both of them in the corner. He beats up Bobby Lashley. And right when Bobby Lashley is about to make a comeback and lock the Hurt Lock in of Bronson Reed, Austin Theory slides right in. Slided right into his DMs pretty much. That's what it was like. It would have been like that if it was his old gimmick. And he hits a roller drop kick to the back of Lashley's head. And Bronson Reed looks over at Theory, and they acknowledge each other. And he continues to beat down Bobby Lashley. He hits the tsunami onto him. And I liked this. I thought it was I would have preferred them not to do the DQ finish. I would have just preferred like Bronson Reed to cost Lashley the match. But I still like the fact that they're keeping the feud going between Bronson Reed and Bobby Lashley. Austin Theory doesn't really have a lot going on right now. You would have thought that he would have been doing a lot more stuff since he just beat John Cena at WrestleMania. You can't really blame Triple H on that one though, because every time I think the past 2 times he's been on before this, his segment's been changed because Vince changed it or because he couldn't or because travel issues changed it. So you can't really blame Triple H on that one. I think now that things are back to normal, it looks like Austin Theory is going to be going right back to where he was going before. What did you think of this though? I thought this was all very nice stuff right here.
I thought it was good. It was a good segment. Yeah, it was a good one.
I mean, it wasn't nice stuff though, but you remember Bronson Reed's a nice guy though. We have to remember that. He said that's what he said. He said he's a nice guy. So actually, no, he didn't say that. His mom said he's a nice guy. We have to believe him, I think. So
Are you sure about that?
I'm very sure. I mean, give the guy a break, okay? He had the flu not that long ago, okay? And he had to wrestle right after fighting off the flu. So give him a break. But next, Trish Stratus cuts a promo, and she comes out and explains her actions. And she came out as old school Trish Stratus from the Attitude Era with the hat and her old ring attire and all that type of stuff, which was pretty cool. There's an image where it doesn't look like Trish's age all that much, which isn't necessarily true. I think a lot of people are just horning over that. She definitely has aged since that gimmick. Let's not pretend otherwise. Let's just say technology is much different nowadays. That's why she looks, I think, the same age back then. Because, technology it just has evolved. So she comes out and she cuts a really good heel promo here, where she talks about how nobody cared about the women's division until Trish Stratus entered it, which I think is true. A lot of people tried to point out China, that China really cared about it. But let's be real. When China was there, no one cared about the women's division itself. It was just that they cared about China because there was really no women's division when China was there. Well, when China was at the height of her popularity anyways. But she talks about how she has been watching Becky Lynch, and she said that Becky Lynch has been very disrespectful and hasn't been appreciative towards Trish Stratus about why she got to the level that she was at. And she talks about how she buddied up with Becky Lynch just to kind of see what she was like. and she said that she wasn't that impressed, which is very mean. That's not very nice. But she talks about how when she realized that Becky Lynch was just all hype, she had to pretty much get rid of Lita, which she basically admits that she attacked Lita 2 weeks ago. And she said that she turned on Becky because Becky felt pitied her that she lost a tag title match, but she says that she's no longer nostalgia yak. She's in the freaking women's division, and then basically drops the mic afterwards. I like this promo a lot here. I thought all of her reasonings about why she turned heel made sense. And yeah, I still don't know what's going to happen because so we talked about it. I don't think we talked about it in full last week. I think it had just happened. So Becky Lynch made a tweet last week. It changed her name to her real name. And well, actually, before I talk about that, give your thoughts on the segment first, so that way that doesn't get overshadowed.
I felt like the promo itself was fine. It just for me was too cookie cutter. It was too cut and dry. It was too unoriginal. And I didn't care for it, but it's the same fucking thing. Anytime someone turns heel, it's the same fucking verbiage every single time. They need to fucking change it up. Because it's been that way for fucking 20 plus years. They need to fucking change it up.
That's fair. I personally liked it because everything that Trish Stratus said made sense, and I thought she was admitted some most of the points that she made were mainly truth. So that's why I enjoyed it. But yeah, let's talk about what happened with Becky Lynch. So Becky Lynch, as I think we talked about it like it just happened like when you broke the news. You want to break down the news, what's been going on with Becky Lynch, but why she wasn't at last week's Raw, instead of what the fans thought was going to be the reason.
So, of course, anytime something happens on Twitter, immediately the Twitter detectives take hold. Becky Lynch had blacked out her profile and changed her name. It still says at Becky Lynch, but the name above it says Rebecca Quinn, which is her actual real name.
And blacked out WWE, yeah.
She's leaving. She's not happy. She's leaving. And she told people that she's not going to be at Raw, and she wasn't. It's all fucking storyline. She just got turned on by Trish Stratus, and Trish basically said that, Trish was a snake in the grass. She has every right to be pissed off at Trish, so she fucking... Yeah. That's what she did. It's not. She wants to leave, and you fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
Yep.
Because Seth did it, and then he turned heel, and a few other people did it, and they're still in the company.
You know what the funny thing is? It's just sad how predictable it was, because we called this was going to happen too. Like everyone was going to fall for it too. When we said
they did. It's so funny.
Yeah.
And then obvious storyline.
Yeah, because Becky Lynch is still signed up to next year, anyways. And she's also injured, by the way, too. So let's also talk about the trooper Trish Stratus was, because she just wrestled off wasn't it like a bad injury? Like she worked through a bad injury going into WrestleMania. By the way, like what was it? I don't even remember what it was, but it was like not a hernia, obviously, because you wouldn't be able to work through that, but it was like a hamstring injury or something.
Yeah. I think it's hamstring or ankle or something. I forget what it was, but
yeah, what a trooper. I do wonder how they're going to keep this fresh. I mean, the thing that's good is that since Becky is injured, that's why they could pull on this to SummerSlam. So that's a good thing. Obviously, I don't know what's going to happen with Trish, because obviously Trish isn't going to be able to wrestle. I do think Lita's going to come back, and we're going to get Lita versus Trish. I'd rather at Money in the Bank than at Night of Champions, because the Saudi does not deserve that match. They're not the government, anyways. Obviously, the fans do, but the Saudi government does not deserve does not have the right to have that match. If they even think about booking it at Night of Champions, you can just fuck right off. I guess, I don't know. I was gonna say I'm not gonna watch, but I'm gonna watch it anyway. So. But anyhow, let's continue. Cody Rhodes cuts an interview, and he talks about how Brock Lesnar showed that he's a coward because he wouldn't come face me in the ring. And he said that we're going to see what Brock Lesnar is going to see what my true potential is at Backlash when we meet in face to face in the ring. It was really good promo by Cody. I loved it. He's awesome. What do you think of this?
I thought it was good. I thought it was really, really good.
Then we had a tag match. It was Mia Yim and Candice LeRae versus Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez watching. I thought they were going to be on commentary, but they never put the headsets on or anything like that. They were just watching. I don't know why they couldn't just watch it backstage. They had to get like an enclosed view of it or whatever. But
they have to see up close and personal to what is going on.
Yeah, but that's their choice. We can't react on it too much. Pretty decent little match right here. Eventually, Chelsea Green hits the I am prettier on I think it was Mia Yim for the win. Afterwards, Chelsea Green threw water into the face of Liv Morgan, and she tried to attack her, but referees and stuff had to hold her back. I thought this was a nice little way to build up to the women's tag title match. So no issues with this, really. What do you think of this?
Yeah, I mean, the issues. I thought it was pretty solid.
And then the Street Profits, Rick Boogs and Elias are backstage. And the Rick Boogs is talking about like the draft. He's worried he's not going to get drafted because like he's really not like a superstar or anything like that. And the Street Profits tell him that he's good. That he thinks he's going to get drafted before Elias is. And Elias tells Rick Boogs that that if he gets drafted, he'll make sure that he'll get drafted with him. He'll pull some strings backstage. Because Elias thinks he's obviously going to get drafted before Rick Boogs. And the Street Profits make fun of Elias, saying that he's not as good as Rick Boogs. He's totally going to get drafted first. He's got it all. And Elias throws straight back at him and said, "You guys could get separated during the draft." So the Street Profits go to talk to Adam Pearce about it. I think Baron Corbin comes up too, and he says all this stuff to the Street Profits as well. And Akira Tozawa comes up and tells Elias that he's not getting drafted. He's going to get drafted as the last pick of the draft. And Rick Boogs is going to go way before Elias. And Elias and Rick Boogs walk off. And Baron Corbin comes up and is expecting a high five from Tozawa, thinking that that they're all cool and everything like that. And Akira Tozawa just laughed in his face and tells him he sucks and walked away. And Baron Corbin's like, "Come on, man. This segment ruined here. I thought Baron Corbin was awesome. I thought Tozawa was awesome. I thought Rick Boogs was awesome. And I thought the Street Profits were good. Poor Baron Corbin, he just got shat on on last week. Tozawa laughed at he laughed right in his face pretty much. And just
what a fucking nice guy.
I know. What did you think of this stuff right here? I thought it was a good way to promote the draft.
I thought it was a really good way to promote the draft too. Yeah, I kind of liked it.
Yeah. Elias, Rick Boogs is totally getting drafted before Elias is too. That's totally gonna happen too. And Elias isn't gonna be happy about it. It'd be funny if Rick Boogs does get drafted and Elias doesn't get drafted. He doesn't get drafted, leave it. What should happen to he shouldn't even get drafted. They should do he gets drafted the website draft type of thing. What do they call it? The supplemental draft. That's what they used to call it, right?
It was the supplemental draft, yeah.
Yeah, that's how Elias should just get drafted. He should get drafted on there. That'd be awesome.
He's an asshole. He deserves to get fucking. He deserves to get doesn't deserve to get drafted in the regular draft.
Yeah,
making fun of Rick Boogs like that. Poor guy.
He's funny. He's a nice guy.
Poor Rick.
I understand. I understand he's gotten Elias into some bad situations, but Elias told him to read his lips that time, and he read his lips. He said, "I want to fight you." That's good lips reading right there. He's a lips read. Yeah. Then the Bloodlines backstage, they just talk shit to the LWO and tell them never to attack him like that again. And they say that tonight, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Matt Riddle are going to get dealt with. And if there's anything left of them at Backlash, they'll pick up the scraps. What did you think of this? This was a really good promo here by the Usos. And Solo Sikoa was looking scary right here. Very scary.
They were also very mean.
I wouldn't say very mean. I would say fairly mean because they were attacked first by the LWO. So that was kind of on them. So
no, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
The LWO were ruthlessly beaten down for no reason.
After the
bystanders.
That is not true. After the LWO interfered in the match, they weren't even involved in. And are we gonna say that the Usos got involved first because they came out there? They were just coming out to support their brother, and Rey Mysterio started attacking them for no reason. So, give me that shit. So,
I will give you that shit.
No. Yeah, what I'm saying is 100% right. I have eyes. I saw what happened. You were watching hockey at the same time. You completely missed those 2 seconds that you didn't see. So you can't tell me. I was watching just Raw. I know what happened. Don't tell me that's not what happened.
I'll tell you because that didn't happen. They were innocent, and then the meanies came in, the bloodline, and they took advantage of them.
Hey, at least they held up their end of the bargain. Let's talk about the Judgment Day. They didn't hold up their end of the bargain. It's the Judgment Day versus Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Matt Riddle. This match was really good. They get the heat on Kevin Owens for a while because of his injured knee, because they were mean to him, and hurt his knee a few weeks ago. Obviously, we can't really say they were being mean here because it was a match. They obviously are going to work over that body part. So, and then eventually, Sami Zayn got the hot tag. He hit a lot of really cool dives and everybody. And then eventually, Sami Zayn and KO and Matt Riddle all hit the finisher on Damian Priest and get the win. And afterwards, the bloodline run out, and this big brawl happens. And it ends with Judgment Day and the LWO all getting into a brawl with the Judgment Day and the bloodline. And it was really good. I liked the end of the show a lot. I was kind of hoping it was going to set up like a multi-person match where it was going to be KO, Sammy, and Matt Riddle and the LWO, like 3 members there versus the Bloodline and the Judgment Day tonight, but that was not the case. We'll talk about that later, but I like the ending of Raw here. I thought we had a really good 6-man here. And I don't think Judgment Day looked weak by losing because it took a lot for the Judgment Day to finally be put down, and I thought everyone came out looking okay in this segment. I thought that's why I'm not as critical of the LWO because at least they got to get a little bit of a revenge later in the show. But what did you think of this?
I loved it. I loved it a lot.
There you go.
Because the LWO got their fucking revenge.
There you go. And that was Raw. I thought Raw was really good. I'm going to give it a B. I thought it was a really solid show. Not much of a complaint with it. Nothing really wrong with it. What did you think?
I thought Raw was a good show. Competing up against the National Hockey League playoffs is a tough thing to do.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a really, really good. I thought it was a very solid show.
And they did a really good rating, all considered. They got a 1.8, which is really good for the WWE. So I'm really happy about that. So, because typically they don't. At the Vince area, if Vince was writing the show, they wouldn't have gotten that rating. They would have gotten like a 1.2 probably. Not even probably like 1 million or something like that. So, want to take us through NXT?
Okay. So NXT just happened to exist on the 18th of April, 2023. It just existed that week.
Mm-hmm.
So the show opens and they recap the number 1 contenders match from the week prior. And then they read it as a fucking brawl.
Yeah, like in the middle of the video.
I don't know.
In the middle of the video package too. Like I didn't even notice it too, because like you heard Vic talk. Is like, are we on the air? Are we on the air? And then like it cut right to the brawl and everything like that, which was pretty cool. So
they're beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
And, Wolf King, Rip Fowler, and Julius Creed start the match. It was a really good match. It really was. I feel like this match was better than the match at the pay-per-view.
Yes. I don't know why this should have been the match of the.
They go for Avery goes for a cheap shot to help the dyad, but it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And Brutus hits the Brutus bomb, and Julius is distracted, and Gallus regains control and wins by pinfall.
Mm-hmm.
So Gallus retains the tag team titles with the Buddha Doom. They won. I liked it. I thought this match was good. It was much better than what the fucking match at the pay-per-view. It was much more.
Yeah.
It was quicker, much more high-paced. Like Brutus actually hit the fucking Brutus bomb and did it miss by 45 feet this time. It looked. It was really good. I liked it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't like the finish too much. With like Julius Creed getting distracted like for no reason. Like I know Ivy Nia was laid out, but like that didn't even make sense of like a distraction. Like he just went like they could have won the match and they just went out. Like I thought the finish was kind of sucked. But other than that, I thought the match was like really good. This might be Grizzled Young Veterans like last match in NXT somehow. They're either going to be gone or hopefully they were able to be convinced to stay. And if they get called up during the draft, they'll just be Grizzled Young Veterans on the main roster. Because
I think they will.
Yeah.
I
feel like though, if you're going to do that, you have to do like vignettes. Like they can't just come up and be Grizzled Young, because a lot of people, they need to do like vignettes for them, like showing that they're the Grizzled Young Veterans again too.
Yeah. Because the
maybe that, yeah.
You have to show video packages to appease to the casuals.
Yeah,
I don't know who these people are,
and that's good because
some other company doesn't do that.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm hope this is going to be good for the Grizzled Young Veterans though. Zach Gibbs is going to finally like be reborn again. Like he won't look dead anymore, which is great. So
I hope so. I hope this is like their way of like getting called up.
I assume they're going to keep the names they have, like from what's the name of that faction that they were in? I don't even remember what it is now. Like I know they're called. Yeah, but the Schism. That's what I'm thinking of.
Schism.
I thought they'll keep. It's probably going to be going to be what happened when Fabian Eichner got called up. And stuff. They kept the names, but they were Imperium again. They'll probably. I could see them keeping the names from the Schism /
It's just being called the Grizzled Young Veterans again.
Yeah, which would be good. So.
Because I don't have a problem with the name change. It's just that the whole gimmick sucks.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I could tell I have a problem with the name change. They haven't called him that. That's how I roll on this show.
Come on. Rip Fowler. Come on.
But anyhow, I could take.
Unless if they become Zach Gibson and James Drake again, then you can call him Zach Gibson and James Drake again.
Let's hope I don't screw up and accidentally call them the other names, though. Let's just hope that doesn't happen.
It's getting close. We're getting close.
I know you got two names that done, so
getting closer and closer. It's taking its time, but it's getting there.
So wait, you have your list ready. You have it. I think you're about to check. You were about to check up.
Katana Chance and I have JD McDonough. That's 2. I'm waiting. You almost did it last week too.
I did.
It's gonna get closer to where you're gonna be. It's gonna be Jaggerita Rip Fowler. It's gonna be Gunta. It's gonna be Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci. We're getting there.
But anyhow, continue talking about NXT.
So the next thing is Dijak rolls up to the arena. I don't know why the way I say it's rolls up. He's not rolling. It's clearly not rolling at all.
Yeah.
To the arena, and he's doing a promo, I guess. And then Apollo Crews interrupts him, and they have a match.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, they challenge each other. Cool.
Yeah, and I think the second this happened, I wrote male NXT jobber Apollo Crews, because he never wins now. He never wins. You realize, by the way, I know we'll talk about some more. He's pretty much back in the exact same spot of like in the company, like right before like he was pushed during the pandemic. That's pretty much where he is now. Like he's back in the exact same spot he was in 4 years ago. Like that's how bad it is.
It's pretty bad.
But I overall I like the segment though. I like how it set up a match between him and Dijak. So
yeah.
I just noticed it though that he's Apollo Crews is the male jobber in NXT now. So
he is the male jobber. He is taking Indy Hartwell's place on the male side.
No, she was the female jobber. Sal Luca took Indy Hartwell's place.
There's no counterpart on the male side. Now it's Apollo Crews.
It is.
Then they had a nice little highlight package for Noam Dar. just so you know who he is, in case if you've forgotten, because he hasn't wrestled in feels like 700,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
That was a genuine surprise to see him come stateside of a couple weeks ago. But that's what they do when they come to break, and when they come back, Nathan Fraser has his like talk show segment.
Yeah,
and he's basically just Mustafa Ali, and
yeah.
like just being really, really positive and goofy almost.
The difference is he's a baby face and Mustafa Ali is a heel. So, unless he's gonna turn heel, but I didn't mind this. I don't know if I like the gimmick that much. I feel like because Mustafa Ali is doing the same thing on Raw, like I feel like if it was its own thing, I wouldn't hate it too much. Also, this thing went on way too long, by the way. Like it was on, like I feel like it lasted a little too long. Like I remember it went on for like 3 minutes. Like I feel like it was way too long. Like, and I think they're gonna separate these things out too. Like this, like I remember he kept talking, like he wouldn't stop talking. I'm like, dude, I don't care anymore. Like, move on.
It's bad. It's just not good.
Yeah. I don't know why he can't just be a wrestler. I guess like it feels like in Shawn Michaels NXT, you can't have a wrestler that's just a fucking wrestler. Even though that was Shawn Michaels. If you think about that, was what Shawn Michaels' gimmick was. He was just a fucking wrestler, but not in his NXT though. You can't just be a wrestler. You gotta have a gimmick.
You gotta have a gimmick too. Like when you have your own talk show and you talk about your injuries and your injury, and you gotta fucking milk it for fucking 3 minutes.
Yeah. Let me go back to that because I know a lot of people say, well, you want characters too. You could have a mix. You could have people that are just wrestlers and you can have characters. And Shawn Michaels NXT, everybody has a stupid character like this. Like, it's okay to have a mix of like just wrestlers and like Triple H's WWE has that right now. There's wrestlers that are just like Ricochet's just a high flying wrestler, but you have someone that like a Roman Reigns or like a Matt Riddle who are characters. It's okay to have a mix of this. With Shawn Michaels, there's no in between. Every character has a fucking goofy character like this. It's stupid. Like,
yeah,
you can have people on the roster that are just fucking wrestlers. Like,
you can have a mix of people who are just wrestlers and people who are characters.
Yeah,
which apparently he hasn't figured that out yet.
He hasn't figured anything out yet. Well, except that he's figured out Wes Lee, but that's like the only thing he's figured out.
Yeah, that's basically it.
And Grayson Waller, I'd say Grayson Waller, but I'd say he's figured out Grayson Waller. But let's be real, Grayson Waller figured himself out though. Like
he did, yeah.
I guess Carmelo Hayes he's figured out. So he's figured out like two. That's like two things I mentioned.
Yeah,
he's figured out like
a million. He had 2 out of a million.
No.
So,
continue.
Next, we have Miles Bourne versus Noam Dar, and it's just literally a squash.
Yeah, it is.
It's literally a squash, and he wins with the running into Gary for the pin, and it pins him. It's just a squash. There's really no need more to say anything more or less. It's nice to see Miles Bourne on TV, considering that he's the first deaf WWE superstar in history. Pretty cool, but yeah, it was just a squash.
Yeah, it was fine. They've changed Noam Dar's music. It's fairly generic now. I liked his other theme better. I don't know who he's clearly gonna defend the Heritage Cup at some point. I don't know who he's gonna defend it against. It looks like they're gonna go the Dragon Lee approach, but I feel like they should save that match, especially too because Noam Dar's most likely gonna lose that match. I think he should face someone like maybe Nathan Frazier could be a good first opponent for him.
That would be really good.
Cup. Especially, I don't think they have a history, but they were both in NXT UK at one point, so it would work out that way too. So,
yeah.
But yeah, continue.
So next they had Roxanne Perez got a promo, and for telling that Zoe Stark that her actions made her the weakest of all, and then tonight she'll find out the character beats the talent any time, and she knows that Tiffany Stratton is listening. In case if you didn't know, she's hearing it.
Yep.
But yeah,
fine promo, nothing wrong with it.
Fine promo. She's it's nothing bad, I guess, but she's calling out her 2 challengers basically, which sucks because Zoe Starks isn't good.
Yeah.
Neither
do-
6
I-
and 7, so
I will say this: it seems like they're not really. They're not. It's a good that they're not really doing that storyline with her anxiety. Like it's they'll mention it, but it's not like I thought it would be. Like where she would like have an anxiety attack, like during a match or something. It feels.
no,
It
I
feels.
think we thought that was gonna happen, but that's just like way too
Yeah.
goofy. Like to do.
Well, let's be honest. There's a reason we thought that was gonna happen because it's Shawn Michaels NXT.
Yeah.
Nothing's
He's
off.
stupid. He's very stupid, but he's not
Yeah.
that stupid.
I don't know. I feel like he was gonna go with it, but then I wonder if like you know how Vince has talked about. Like, I wonder if Triple H was in like the weeds, and I wonder if he visited NXT one week. He's like, "So what do you got for Roxanne Perez tonight?" And Triple H like, and Shawn was like, "Shit, I was gonna book this. You know what? I got nothing. I'll just have her go home for a week. I had this storyline in mind, but it's just not connecting with the audience. Really, he doesn't want to tell Triple H that like he was gonna do an anxiety storyline, and he didn't want to look stupid there. So he's like, you know what? Maybe I have to think about it for a second, type of thing. Like,
Yeah.
that would have been hilarious. Oh, but then we have speaking of segment. There's a reason we say Shawn Michaels is the next segment here. We keep saying that they continuously top themselves with how bad it gets.
So I don't think they're at Fallon's bar, but
They're
I
at
think
the office. They're at the office here.
the office. Okay, this one's the office, and they're the bar later.
Yeah.
But it's Josh Briggs is talking with Kiana James. Jesus Christ, this gets worse. She doesn't like him, but she wants to hear out what he has to say. And he basically just says that he wants to talk to Brooks Jensen, and then he wants to keep the team together and whatnot. And then basically says that go and get Brooks. And then Brooks walks in, and Brooks looks like a fucking tool bag.
He does.
And then I think this is where they don't challenge them to whatever it is, but I don't even care. It's terrible.
Essentially, the team breaks up here, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was really stupid. This was really bad. I don't get why Brooks Jensen has turned on Josh Briggs. There's no reason for it. They were helping him out, and he's mad at them. It doesn't even make any sense. Like she's admitted that she's cheated on him. Like this honestly is the worst. This honestly is worse than the Zack Ryder Eve Torres storyline. Like that's how bad this is. Like this is terrible. Like. I feel like we can't. I don't know what we can say anymore because it's just bad. The only week we talked positively about it was the week Vince wrote Raw. That's how bad this is. Like it wasn't even much of a positive thing we said about it. We always said was something got furthered because that was the week where Vince didn't further anything on his show. This is how bad this segment is.
It was
where like this is terrible.
I didn't like it at all.
It gets worse later on.
Yeah,
like they top themselves later in the night. How bad these segments get. That's how bad these are. Like you don't think it's gonna get any worse, then they get worse later in the night. But yeah, continue.
Michaels hates tag teams.
He does.
So Odyssey Jones is out next for a match, but fucking Braun Breaker spears him and grabs the mic and talks trash again. He calls them fat rednecks, which is a funny little thing. I love that.
You could have closed your eyes, and that was basically Scott Steiner right there.
Literally was. It literally was. Literally what his uncle had said a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's funny. But he basically just talks trash about Chase U, and he says that basically names the people that he speared and adding Odyssey to the names. His Odyssey felt it, Carmelo Hayes felt it, and Andre Chase felt it. And he's coming forward, and all of a sudden Duke Hudson comes out. And he tells Braun to keep Andre Chase's name out of his mouth. And last week he made a big mistake by ruining the ceremony. But Braun reminds him that he ran away with the trophy, and he bailed on them. And take all the time you need because at spring breaking, Duke interrupts and says he wasn't done talking. Ooh,
Yep.
giving him sass now.
Yes, he is.
Next week it's going to be, and then they announced that next week it's going to be Braun Breaker versus Duke Hudson in a match.
No. You're missing a big thing here, actually. So, Duke Hudson challenges him to a match on Andre Chase's behalf. It's Andre Chase versus
that's what it was,
Braun
yeah.
Breaker.
Because words out in here, but I was trying to break it down.
Yeah. Because
it's going to be interesting for sure.
Yeah. So
he's going to then he's going to say he's going to give him a Chase U-sized ass whooping.
But yeah, this is really two segments here. I didn't like obviously what they did with Odyssey Jones here. Like they're really wasting him. He really could be something big in NXT if they allowed it to happen. Because he really stands out. Like honestly, he's not ready for the main roster because he's probably not ready in the ring yet. But he's just not really being used well in NXT. He really could be like that match with Dijak really should have launched him. Like in Triple H's era, this is how bad Shawn Michaels is when it comes to booking. If they did Keith Lee versus Dijak in the black and Shawn Michaels NXT, he would not push Keith Lee out of that match. Keith Lee would have lost, and this would have been. Let's be real. This would have been Keith Lee here. That's how bad Shawn Michaels is. And then it's just that bad. I didn't mind Braun Breaker's promo. I liked not Andre Chase, Duke Hudson's promo. I obviously don't like that he didn't just challenge him to a match. That kind of took me out of it because I'm like, Sean got in the way again because they're setting up the breakup of Chase U, which no one wants to break up, as we've talked about thousands of times. And again, you legitimately just had a segment where one tag team broke up and no one wanted to break up, and you followed it up with building up a tag team that nobody wants broken up. What are you doing, Sean? Go home. Like you and Vince both need to go home. Like
you need to go to the retirement home.
I don't think Sean needs to go to a retirement home, but he just needs to go home. Like, what did you? So that like the segment necessary and isolated of itself isn't bad, but what it's leading up to just really sucks. Like
it does. It's awful. I'm not looking forward to it. I know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And they just set it up, and it's supposed to be a slow burn.
Yeah.
Instead, it's a fucking rager on your arm right now.
Like, why can't they just because that's the thing that no one wants them to break up, and you're doing a slow burn just break them up because you're just torturing the fans at this point. Like, you're torturing me. You're torturing me at this point, anyways. Like,
it's true. You are being extremely tortured.
Yeah.
Now this next segment absolutely fucking sucked dick to the max. Cora Jade is interviewed before she can even fucking say anything, or she says something, and I don't fucking remember because I don't care. And then she's interrupted by Lyra Valkyria, who's in the crow's nest, and you can't hear a fucking word she says.
Yeah.
And you can't fucking see her because there's just fucking smoke everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck is she? You can't. It sounds like she's talking without the microphone.
Yeah.
Screaming at Cora in the ring. That's literally what it sounds like. You couldn't even hear a fucking word that she said.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is going on in this segment? I'm like, this is fucking awful. This is just downright fucking terrible.
They also had like a match with Roxanne Perez versus I think I got the segment wrong. This is actually when Gigi Dolan comes up, and they do that later. The segment you're talking about is later on when they're doing after the Cora Jade Gigi Dolan match.
Oh, they have the match. Yeah, that's what. This
is the thing backstage where like basically Gigi Dolan just said she's going to kick Cora Jade's ass, and they obviously do a lot of references to Gigi Dolan's ass because that's like the big thing on Instagram and all that type of stuff. So
yeah, they had the side of police.
They did. That's not
because I was gonna say it doesn't make any sense because they had the match first,
yeah,
and then they had
but this was just
after.
this was just the interview backstage. So
that's bizarre.
Want to just talk about the match now? Want to just talk about the match now? Then, since you pretty much already talked about it, so
it was fine. I honestly forgot who wins because it doesn't fucking say it on here. Of course, it doesn't even have the match or the fucking set of the other.
Yeah,
or who won on here? It just goes from match. It goes from match to fucking pretty deadly.
Match is fucking rushed. This match should have been like saved for like a big show. The two big stars of the women's division, and the fucking just throwing them out there. The match doesn't even go 10 minutes. JC Jane runs out, and Gigi Dolan kicks her fucking ass. Like, she destroys her. Like, she throws her over.
Yeah.
She throws her over the announce table, and Booker T goes fucking down. And Booker T,
again.
You can just tell he's not happy about this. Like,
it's
legit.
like the 7th week in a row, someone has been throwing into him.
But this time you could tell he was like especially pissed off. Like, he didn't get back on commentary for like a while. Like, and then eventually Cora Jade hits the double arm DDT onto Gigi Dolan, and you would have thought that JC Jane was gonna lay her out afterwards and stuff, but Gigi Dolan runs. They just tell you, they don't even show it. They just tell you she ran off backstage to go after JC Jane, which didn't even make any sense. Like, she basically no-sold this double arm DDT. Like, that didn't even make, like, she was out of the ring in like a second. Like, that didn't make any sense. And then that promo happens that you talked about right after what's happened. So
yeah, that was I remember that now because the fucking brawl was in slow motion.
Yeah, it was terrible. It took forever.
This was good.
Yeah, this was terrible. Like, honestly, that match was terrible. Like,
it's honestly not good.
Yeah.
So the back from commercial break and Pretty Deadly are interviewed, and it's just basically just a set up a fucking match against them again.
The family, yeah,
against Tony D'Angelo and Stax.
Yes.
I think it's like a kidnapping match or whatever the fuck it's called. I forget what they called it.
Yeah, they called it like a trunk match or something.
Some weird fucking. Basically, you have to kidnap the other person. Put them in the trunk and drive them somewhere.
It's basically a last ride match, if you remember those matches back in
That's
the day.
basically how they did with Two Dimes. They fucking murdered them.
Mm-hmm. The interview that Pretty Deadly cut was okay, though. Wasn't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, it's nothing special.
Yeah.
And then we have Roxanne Perez versus Zoe Stark.
That's really good.
In the main event match, not the show or the main event of the show. And Roxanne Perez wins with the Pop Rocks off the boom. It was nice. I liked it. It was a good match.
Yeah, really good.
I didn't mind it. It wasn't offensive. It was nice. She needed a win.
She did.
To get back in the win column.
Yep.
I liked it.
And then Indy Harbaugh comes out. She's being really nice here. You want to talk about what Indy Harbaugh does? She's a very nice person right here.
She's very nice. He congratulates her and you know, Press says they're friends and then out of the ring and they like each other.
Yeah.
Out comes Tiffany Stratton and she's a heel, so she has to fucking poo-poo it. And then Indy snaps and then makes it a fucking 3-way. So that's a triple threat match. For, I'm guessing, the NXT Women's Championship, which is fine. I don't mind it.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It might build up to like a one-on-one match between Indy and Roxanne, depending on what happens in the draft. Yeah, I like this. I would have just preferred the one-on-one match between Indy and Roxanne Perez, but I feel like they want to just throw Tiffany Stratton in there, so that way she can eat the pin and then do a rematch. So unless Roxanne Perez goes to the main roster, which I think is what's probably most likely happening. So that's why they're doing the rematch. That's why she's having the title. Like, she could eat the pin next week and get drafted. So, but yeah, this was fine.
Grayson Waller is interviewed backstage, and he puts an American accent and says that match against Johnny Gargano was unsanctioned, and he didn't mean it. And that means it didn't happen. He's gonna have Carmelo Hayes and the Grayson Waller effect.
This was tonight. Really good. He was making a lot of really good points right here. I was really proud of him. Like he knows the stuff.
He does. He does know his shit.
He does, and so from now on, Chris, we are not talking about that Johnny Gargano match anymore because that technically it didn't happen. And it was an unsanctioned match, and it never happened. So
yeah,
ever.
So we go to footage from last week from Von Wagner and Robert Stone, and then he's asking for one last chance. And yeah, basically says that the WWE's in his blood, and then they finally fucking bring up the fact that one of the Beverly brothers was his dad.
Yep.
And yeah, and that's it. I don't even know what to say other than the fact that they finally fucking brought it up. It took them long enough.
They could make something out of this. I'm not going to lose hope in it. I know a lot of people are going to shit on the fact that they did a stipulation and it's the typical WWE thing where they abandoned it, but they really couldn't take away Robert Stone / Mr. Stone from Von Wagner. Like Von Wagner needs a manager. I did read online that like they see future WrestleMania main eventer in Von Wagner. I hope that's like a long time. I hope that's like a long time.
Hall of Famer.
I hope that's like a long time from now, though. Like fans are like losing their mind. They think like he's going to be main event like next year's WrestleMania. I'm like, you realize they say future main event. That doesn't necessarily mean his main event in WrestleMania next year,
that
right?
Means
like
next year, WrestleMania 40, Von Wagner goes into the Hall of Fame on Friday night, and then on WrestleMania Sunday wins the undisputed Universal Championship at WrestleMania.
The best part, and he
immediately retires.
He beats Roman Reigns in a fucking squash and ends his long reign as champion. Like Reigns gets
and under 10 seconds.
And Roman Reigns doesn't even get an entrance. He's like he gets the jobber entrance at WrestleMania.
In the ring.
We have it's one of those AEW like dark entrances. Like they barely like it's like Justin Roberts like just is, and already in the ring. It's like one of those quick introductions that he likes to give sometimes. Like
Roman Reigns, and then it's out comes Von Wagner for the complete utter squash. And then Von Wagner is the new tribal chief.
No, he never defends the belt either. He sits like everyone thinks this Roman Reigns. Like he just sits at home for like longer than Roman Reigns for over 3 years. No, he beats Bruno's record too. He sits at home for 7 years and never defends the championship.
Never defends it one time.
Never shows up again too. He never shows up ever again.
He never wants to defend the title. He never steps up.
He never wants to be on camera either. He's nervous. He gets all nervous after that, like
because he's a Hall of Famer already.
Yeah, what does he need to defend the belt for? So he should main event both nights of WrestleMania too. Like, oh no, he's not just in the Hall of Fame too. He's the headliner too.
He's the headliner of the Hall of Famer of the Hall of Fame, and he does both. And he closes out WrestleMania Saturday and WrestleMania Sunday. And he gets like the Undertaker treatment in the Hall of Fame, where like he gets all the time he wants to talk about whatever the fuck he wants. Like yes,
a couple years
and then
ago.
He goes in and does the Hall of Fame segment too.
Yeah,
it should just be called Von Wagner Mania.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
Wagner Mania.
Yeah.
So we go back from commercial break, and then Axiom is he's cutting a promo in the mirror, and he talks about scripts.
Yes, he
does. He talks about his own identity, and then he says that he's gonna unmask him and reveal to the world that he's just fucking Reggie, like everyone else knows already.
Not quite yet. Not quite yet.
That's Reggie.
They should have it 1 week though.
Where sommelier.
They should have that mask versus mask match though, and he should unmask him. And then for 1 week, it's not Reggie. It's like somebody else. Like it's R-Truth or something.
Oh
That'd
my
be awesome.
god.
And R-Truth said, "My bad, my bad."
So we get another.
I did like Action's promo here. Like I liked how they did all the comic book like effects to it and all that type of stuff. I liked that. So
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
yeah, I just don't like this feud with him and Scripps because I don't like Scripps. So
You like Reggie.
yes, I do.
We got another Sal Ruka TikTok that features Tank Ledger being congratulated on his debut.
Yeah,
And yeah.
This didn't set up anything really.
Yeah. Then it was the Cora Jade thing.
Mm-hmm.
It really threw me off for a second because I thought that was up there at the top, but no, they had it in two places for some reason. Eddie Thorpe is interviewed, and he says that he's focusing on enhancing a skill set after being after traveling all around the world.
Yeah,
and he's ready for the opportunity when it happened, and people have stereotyped the images of Native Americans, but he's here to succeed.
yeah.
I liked it. It was a fairly good promo. Brings up his heritage. Brings up the fact that he was a well-traveled veteran in the world of professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Don't know why he couldn't have just been Friedrichs, but who knows?
Yeah. He also gets interrupted by what's his name?
Oh, Damon Kemp.
Yeah. I can't. Does this prove my point that it was a bad idea to bring up that? I can't even think of the guy's name anymore. That's how forgettable he is now.
He does a slow clap and congratulates him, and then they basically it almost sets up like a match between the two.
I think the match will be awesome though. It just sucks that Damon Kim's gonna fucking lose that match and just continue to job out.
Ever since that ambulance match where they fucking put Brutus's career on the line, it's been downhill.
I know.
He's been nothing since then.
So I'll tell you a funny story about this, by the way. Because I think you're a little behind than I am when it comes to watching NXT. So I think you saw probably the Valkyria segment, like while I probably saw this segment, and you posted in the chat, the private chat that we have, the most bland promo I've ever heard. And like Eddie Thorpe just finished talking, so that's why I asked in the chat, Eddie Thorpe or Lyra Valkyria, because I didn't know who we were talking about. So
it was Lyra Valkyria,
yeah,
by a mile. The way she talked too was like, first, like you couldn't hear. First and foremost, you could hear a fucking word that she said.
Yeah,
and you couldn't fucking see her.
Yeah,
she was like 95% invisible because you couldn't see her.
I'm pretty sure too. Like Booker T, just put his commentary headset back too, and that's why you also couldn't. Yeah,
he was pissed.
So that's why
he gets hit. Vic Joseph asked him if he's okay. He goes, "No, I'm not okay."
This one felt legit though. Like it felt like he was legit pissed this time. Like you could just tell he was pissed this time. Like
it was so funny.
Yeah. And then you have. Remember how we talk about how it continuously gets worse with the Kiana James storyline? Let's talk about that segment now.
So the Dijak goes to the ring, and they cut to commercial, and they come back from commercial, and they're in. Josh Briggs and Fallon Henley are in Fallon's bar, and they're being sad about the fact that their tag team, their stables, fractured. Broken up basically at this point. And out of the blue, here comes Kiana James and Brooks Jensen, arm in arm. Him looking like a fucking something not very pleasant.
Yeah,
a gay porn star. But yeah, that was bizarre. It's bizarre. The whole fucking thing is just like, it's dumb. It's stupid. Josh Briggs basically calls Kiana James a cheating girlfriend, and the cock just sort of stood there and took it.
Yeah,
ignored it. And they basically just kick him out of the bar after they say that they want a mixed tag. And I can guarantee you she's going to turn on Brooks Jensen.
Yeah,
100%. I'm 100% convinced that this is where she turns on him.
And then that's all going to be forgiven.
And there's going to be a tag team again and ignore everything that happened.
Which doesn't make sense either. You can't ignore everything that just happened. Like,
because you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
They set it that way.
I like that they finally remember that fucking Fallon Henley had a ball. They haven't talked about the ball in fucking months. Like,
at least since the fall.
Yeah.
Like October or November was the last time they talked about it.
I think it was December because that's how the storyline started. Was Kiana James wanted the ball, and they did like a match where like if Fallon Henley won, she got like the money for the ball or whatever it was. Like,
she's being a bitch, Kiana James, that you wanted to take it. And
I've legitimately said in this chat, this storyline's changed like 4 times. It was about the bar, then it was about Brooks Jensen, then it was about. But then they won the tag. They won the women's tag belts, and then the storyline has no consistency in it. It's changed. I think it's changed more times than when Vince changed the storyline. And that's saying something right there.
It's changed way too fucking much.
Yeah, like don't even know what it is anymore. I always like, by the way, too. Anytime they show like Fallon Henley's ball, no one else is in it. It's just like them. Like what the fuck's going on? Like, does your pop? Like, no wonder why your bar was in trouble. You never got any fucking business. Like, you can't. Like, what the fuck's going on?
I hate it.
Get some business. Like, call John Taffer to save your fucking bar. Oh, he doesn't want to save your fucking bar because he would have. The fuck are you doing?
Yeah, just a terrible segment all around.
I'd ask for John.
The fuck up.
Yeah, I'd ask for John Taffer to show up on NXT and save this bar, but I don't think Shawn Michaels could even book him correctly. He'd probably break up all of his tag team, the chef and all the like the mixologist. But he'd probably break that. He'd probably break up the group or whatever group he brings in. He'd probably break that group up too. Like,
would too.
He totally would.
Oh wait, we just need you.
Yeah, he would probably like. Have like the mixologist and John Taffer get into a random fight that wouldn't even make any sense. That's how Shawn Michaels would book.
Yeah.
Like,
100%. 100%. So next Donovan, we have Dijak versus Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
And this is a fairly good match.
I thought so, yeah.
And Dijak wins after he hits him after he goes up for the choke slam, and Apollo kicks out of the choke slam. He goes up in the corner. Feast your eyes. Knee to the face. 1, 2, 3. Dijak wins. I thought this match was really good.
Yeah.
I felt like the match quality on the show, maybe besides one match, was relatively good tonight on the show.
Yeah, I thought so too. I like this match a lot. Yeah. It'd be better if they were jobbing out Apollo Crews.
Because it would have made it seem like more of a bigger deal.
Yeah, but like
Apollo Crews literally does nothing.
Yeah, but like he still looks strong in defeat. It'd just be better if they weren't jobbing him out every week.
Yeah, remember when Kato came back, and then he beat him one week, and that was it.
he hasn't been seen since. Like, yeah, that's the thing. I feel like if he didn't lose to Kato, I would have been more okay with this loss right here. Like, if Apollo Crews was more successful, I would have been more into this match and everything like that. Legitimate, but this match was still really good. I'm just gonna say it now. I think it's time for Crews has to go back to the main roster. Like,
he was lost in the shuffle on the main roster, so they put him down to NXT because there was more of like a wide open scene.
But I feel like
now it's like he's lost in the shuffle here.
Yeah, so he's either got to go to the main roster or get released at this point, because which I don't want him to get released, obviously, but that's really the only way. The thing is, if he gets released, he's not going to have much. If he gets released, the only way he'll have success again is if he goes to Impact, because I feel like if he goes to AEW, he's going to be stuck on Dark. He's going to be stuck on Dark for like ever.
The game changer of Dark.
Mm-hmm. He'll probably get like one TNT title match, and then he'll go to Doc. That would be it for him.
Eternity.
Yeah.
Your death sentence.
But I think he needs to go back to the main roster. But yeah, this match was still really good. Afterwards, they had attack Dijak. I'm actually really excited to see a Dijak Dragunov match. I think that would be awesome. It does kind of suck they never like
match though. Dragunov. because I think he's going to go up to the main roster.
Yeah.
Because it just makes sense for him to go up now at this point, because he's literally challenged for both titles at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And a match with Gunther would be incredible on the main roster.
Yeah. The thing that sucks about it is they never finished that storyline with JD McDonough and Dragunov, though. Like, they kind of just ended it. Like, they didn't do like a final match or anything like that. They should do something. They should do something where JD McDonough beats Dragunov in like a loser leaves NXT match, which would come full circle, because if you remember, it was Dragunov that beat JD McDonough. Mm-hmm. Well, I could say this. Jordan Devlin, which made him have to go to NXT.
He's saying, no, going back. We're not going backwards.
Well, but he was Jordan Devlin at the time.
We can't go backwards now.
No, he was in NXT. Okay, he was Jordan Devlin, so I can call him Jordan Devlin.
Now. We've already established he's JD McDonough. If we go back in time, he's still JD McDonough.
That's not how this works.
Yes, it is.
But anyhow,
that's rules. I made them up.
Without good rules.
I will make the rules and I will break them.
Yes, you will. But anyhow, there's one final bad thing that happens on NXT, and it's probably the worst thing that happened. Believe it or not, this is probably worse than the Kiana James storyline, and you know what I'm talking about. Let's set you up for this interview.
Oh, God, you're setting me up for torture. Again, JC Jane is interviewed in a way out of the building, and again, she brings up the fact that Gigi Dolan's a piece of shit sister and left her brother back for their mom to beat the crap out of. I was like, really? I'm like, do we have to bring this up again?
Yeah,
like, Gigi's already brought up to begin with. I'm like, do we have to bring up the fact that she was abused again?
Mm-hmm. I was talking about it. Yeah, I didn't like this at all. I was talking about it in our chat that this storyline is kind of Mandy Rose's fault, because she decided to basically be a porn star, and they had to break up Toxic Attraction. So, but then I started thinking about it. You know what, though? It's not completely Mandy's fault, because let's be honest. Whether Mandy's there or not, Shawn Michaels would have broken up anyways as a tag team, because he loves breaking up tag teams.
The greatest broken up tag team of all time.
I wonder how that would have worked. I'm guessing Mandy and JC would have just turned on Gigi. It probably just would have been Mandy going up against Gigi. Like, it probably would have been like a tag match. I don't even know. But you know that for a fact, though. Like, yes, it's Mandy's fault the storyline gets created in a sense because of that. But you know Shawn Michaels was gonna break up Toxic Attraction because of his track record anyways. You knew he would have done it anyways. But yeah, this is terrible.
Yeah, that's just bad. It's just not good.
WWE is obsessed with like these abuse. Like, I come from like the Jeff Hardy drug type of storylines. Like, they love. Like, I remember like
they love family turmoil.
Yeah. The best way they did it was when they did the hype packages for Roderick Strong. They just talked about it, but they never did a storyline or anything about it. It was just he just said it happened, and then they moved the fuck on from it. It's like, why can't that just happen here? But nope, we had to. Why do I feel like a brother's gonna show up and he's gonna like align himself with like JC Jane now? That's because I feel like it's gonna get like really stupid now. It's gonna get like, I feel like too, it won't even be like her brother. It'll be like an actor who says he's her brother type of thing. Because I don't even know if he watches wrestling. It'll be like, I feel like it's gonna happen somehow. Like either like Kiana James's husband will show up or something. Like something stupid like that's coming. I just don't know which storyline it's gonna be now. But this was really bad. This is really, really fucking bad.
Next we have something to pick us up a little bit. And like I said, match quality on the show, besides one, was really fucking good. And this just brings it up to another level. It's North American champion Wesley versus the challenger Charlie Dempsey. And right off the bat, Wes is doing his entrance, and fucking Drew Gulak annihilates him as he tries to like do his entrance and like kind of jump off the steps or something to like do with the rest of his entrance, and Drew Gulak fucking annihilates him.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I was like, holy shit! It was like he came off like the steps, and it was like he hit him with like a fucking clothesline.
Yeah,
it was fucking brutal.
Mm-hmm.
And he like puts the boots to him and throws him. They basically throws him in the ring. This match was terrific.
Yeah.
From start to finish. It was really fucking good.
Yeah.
And of course, Wesley retains the championship with the cardiac kick. And this is definitely match of the night for me. Because you would think that these styles would not work well together, but they do.
Yeah, very well.
They Charlie Dempsey is more like his father's style of wrestling.
Yeah.
The British style of wrestling, and Wesley's the high flyer. But again, like if push comes to shove, like Wes can get down with that style.
He did, yeah.
And this match is just fucking great.
And then afterwards, like they both attack Wesley again, and they beat the shit out of him after that.
They just beat the shit out of him. Not like Gulak didn't do enough damage at the beginning of the match. He's gonna fucking beat the shit out of him afterwards.
We're probably gonna get like a match now. I don't think it'll be a battleground. I feel like we're gonna get like a match in a few weeks with Gulak versus Wesley now. So
yeah, probably next week.
Yeah,
maybe not Spring Breakin', which is tomorrow, but like
maybe
the following week.
Yeah, but yeah, this match was great. I loved it. The only thing that sucked about it was you knew Wesley had no chance of losing because Charlie Dempsey didn't get an entrance. I wish they should have given him an entrance instead of fucking wasting time with this Kiana James storyline. You could have said, well, they probably didn't have time. You cut the Kiana James segments. Charlie Dempsey gets an entrance. Everybody wins. Charlie Dempsey wins. We win. Everybody wins. I know you can say about Kiana James and Fallon Henley and stuff don't win. That's okay. They can lose that. They can lose it.
That's okay. Everything's fine.
I don't get to say Briggs and Jensen, sorry, don't win because they get the segment cut, but they'll win. They win wars, not battles. So they'll win. So that's okay.
Yes,
that's very okay.
So then the D'Angelo family are talking at the restaurant, talking about Pretty Deadly. And they just talk shit. And next week they announced the first ever trunk match.
Yeah. That's probably gonna be Pretty Deadly's like last match in NXT. So I don't know.
I think they're on the. I think they're on the upright. I think they're getting called up. But yeah, so that's the match is announced. I think that's for tomorrow night.
It is
Spring Breakin', which is as I say next week, and it's not. It's literally tomorrow.
Yes, it is
happening because we're recording this live. So next is the fucking Grayson fucking Waller effect. Before that, we had a vignette for Obafemi, who is debuting next week, which is tomorrow. I don't know who's playing the squash. Probably going to be fucking some performance center talent or something.
Yeah, he had this segment where like he went and like smashed all this furniture and stuff like that. Like, dude, that's not nice. You gotta pay. Like, you gotta pay for that stuff, man. Like, that better not been like that looked like good quality furniture right there. He's over there smashing it for no reason. What are you doing that for, man? Come on. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What is he doing? Like, people gotta sit in those chairs. Like, it's mean. I know. Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing, asshole? You're an asshole already. You barely been on the product.
Well, he's been on the level up, so
he's barely been on the product.
So is he heel then? Like, that looks like heel behavior right there. That has to be, right? Like, that screams I'm a heel.
To someone's property. What a jerk.
I know.
But anyway, so now we get to the part of the show that's the best part of the show. It's always the best part. Whenever it's on the show, is the Instagram live of Grayson Waller and the Grayson Waller effect. And it's about fucking a minute ahead, so you can't. So it's like impossible to watch it on TV at the same time because it's not synced up. So I'm not gonna go blow by blow with this. All I'm gonna say is just watch the segment.
Yes,
because it's really fucking good, and it's really obvious now that Carmelo Hayes is the face. Like, it's completely obvious.
Yeah,
like it wasn't after the turn by Braun Breaker a few weeks ago, but like it's pretty obvious now. Like, he's clearly the face.
I think that's why they're doing this feud with Grayson Waller to definitely show he's a babyface now too.
And they go at it. They basically just going at each other, body blows and shit, like just fucking making fun of each other. And one of the funniest things was Mello was like, let's take a look at your championship history. And then they go, oh wait, you don't have any. I was like, yeah, that's right, you don't have any. And they basically say like that Grayson Waller should be the prime mascot for Logan Paul. And it was so funny. There was a lot of comedy in this, like a lot of like, ooh, it was funny.
Yeah.
Although it was meant to be like a kind of like a serious segment, there's a lot of funny shots thrown both ways.
Yes, it was.
Rick Williams got in it too. It was pretty funny. And it's the end of they basically get in each other's face, and the feed cuts off. But if you're following Grayson Waller on Instagram like me and Owen do, we jumped in. Well, not jumped in because I was already on it. I was on it from the beginning, but the live was still going on, and they were talking shit back and forth to each other, and it got to the point where it started to go a little physical, and Grayson Waller got knocked the fuck out by Carmelo Hayes, and I was very happy. I was very, very happy that happened.
This segment was awesome. We talked about this because when we do predictions for spring break, and we'll talk about it. But Grayson Waller is probably gonna have his last match tomorrow night, and we talked about it. Losing Grayson Waller at NXT, it will be good for the main roster, but that's gonna hurt NXT big time. That's gonna hurt NXT
massively. Because I think that's what the term Braun heel.
Yeah,
we're losing a big heel.
I don't think Braun's gonna be able to fit. He is not gonna be able to fill the void, though. I don't think.
No, definitely not.
Like no way. He's
no fucking way.
Yeah.
I guess they just need numbers on the other side.
Yeah, but
I think it'd be too base heavy.
I like this a lot. And yeah, just really go watch it. And that's the end of NXT. What do you give NXT as like a grade? Because this NXT was better than most episodes.
So for my grade, I'm gonna give it a C+. And solely on the fact for that opening segment.
Yeah.
The match, besides the Cora Jade Gigi Dolan match, the match quality on the show was superb. And of course, what saves every week is Grayson Waller.
Yeah, that's why it feels like he's gone, because you're not gonna have that thing that saves it every week now. So.
Yeah, the Grayson Waller effect was great.
Yeah,
with him and Carmelo, like it fucking always is. It's a treat to be able to sit there and watch it and get invested into it, like we are. We're highly invested in the Grayson Waller story every week. I think Grayson Waller's a asshole.
Yes, you do.
But and I think that Carmelo Hayes also an asshole, but a very right. They're both very right assholes.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, what did Carmelo Hayes ever do to you? I was like, what?
They're arrogant asses, and they're both very right arrogant asses.
Yeah.
They particularly, and this feud's particularly going to be really fucking good. And it's sad that it's only going to probably be one match.
Yeah, they could get a lot out of this feud if they wanted to.
They could have done another Grayson Waller effect too to set up something else.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. So, I have the chat. I'm about to put the chat back up. I got Google Chrome working. I think I just had to go off of it for a little bit. It's finally back to normal.
When I was checking.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything. We have some Zero stuff. I think he's being a jokester here. He's asking, y'all like scripts from NXT? That's clearly a joke right there. I don't think he's being genuine right there. Then he says, I hope Pretty Deadly wins, because that's the only team I would because remember, if you watch James's stuff, he's bisexual. So I can say that because he admitted it himself. So, and it's on the air, I believe. So, but this is his words right here, not mine. I hope Pretty Deadly wins, because that's the only team I would fuck. I mean, that's the only team I love from NXT. Disregard my me saying I would fuck. Well, I should comment before I just
forgot it. Now, Zero, you've already said it.
Yeah, that he did, and it's there forever now. It's in the comment. I mean, I could remove the comment, but guess what? I ain't gonna. It's there forever, and you have to deal with that. So,
and that's just a fact of life.
Oh, he's awesome too. Oh, by the way, there was one thing I'd love to see in on the main Grayson Waller do in the main roster, because I think that this would work. Tag team with LA Knight. That would be a great
LA Knight. Yeah.
But anyhow, let's go through some other stuff on NXT. Not on NXT, sorry. Let's go through some other stuff on the world of WWE. We're gonna go,
baby. Let's go again.
We're gonna do main event now. The date for main event, I have April 19th, which is actually right for a change. April 19th, 2023. I thought it was wrong, but it was right. So,
hey, you finally right. Finally ran out of date for the first time.
We had the commentary team of Byron Saxton and Kevin Patrick. They were being very nice to each other. I was very proud of them. We had
assholes to each other.
Well, Corey Graves kind of treats Kevin Patrick like an asshole sometimes because he's a heel. He's allowed to do that type of stuff. But it's nice because obviously Byron Saxton's had a tough go of it when it comes to interviews and stuff lately. So it's nice when they get treated with respect and all that type of stuff. They were being very nice to each other. There was a little bit of a moment in here, but they were just kind of joking around, that type of thing. They were there was nothing real about that.
Boys,
so, very good. You actually covered main event. You actually you're giving some feedback. So that this counts. This counts.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had Nikki Cross versus Isla Dawn. This match was really good. Isla Dawn did a little promo before the match talking about how her and Nikki Cross have crossed paths before, but now the dark spirits have brought them back together. It's really, really scary dark spirits right there, I guess. Nikki Cross ended up winning the match. It obviously made sense. There's no reason for Nikki Cross to lose that match, so that made sense. Then we had Eddie Thorpe versus Dexter Lumis. I thought this was good stuff. I think this has been the best performance that Eddie Thorpe has ever had, which is funny because the brand he wrestles on full time, it should be the brand where he has a good performance. So that's where he's going to show up, but this is the best performance he's ever had. And he ended up losing the match with a double Yoranagi type of thing. So Dexter Lumis did like a short promo, but he didn't really say anything. He just stared into the camera. But let's just say, yeah, he doesn't need. I don't think he blinked when he was staring at us. So I was kind of scared. I almost hid under the covers after that. So
as you should have.
Yeah, I thought it was like as if he was outside my window. That's how bad it was. So
he should scare you.
But yeah, this was a good episode of Main Event. I gave it a B-. I thought it had some good wrestling on the show. So let's move on to SmackDown now. The thing you actually
want good wrestling. What if it's bad wrestling?
Well, you can watch NXT for that. Well, not this week, but other weeks you can watch NXT for that. But yeah, let's talk about SmackDown. SmackDown took place on April 21st, 2023. We had the commentary team of Wade Barrett and Michael Cole. They didn't get along, but there was none of those moments where they were being too mean to each other. I thought they were being fairly respectable, but you could definitely tell there was some heat between Wade Barrett and Michael Cole. Kayfabe heat, anyways, not real life heat.
It could have been real. It could have been real. They can be real life heat. I mean, they could be causing heat.
They could be.
After all, they get hot.
First, we had Finn Balor and Damian Priest versus Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar. This match was very good. I really enjoyed this match. Eventually, Rey Mysterio hits the 619 and Santos Escobar follows it up with a splash onto Finn Balor. However, he wasn't legal. Damian Priest made an illegal tag. Well, a blind tag. It wasn't necessarily illegal. And he throws Rey into the post, and he hits the south side of heaven or whatever it's called onto Santos Escobar, and he wins the match. Judgment Day win. And afterwards, Damian Priest, because Bad Bunny is going to show up on Raw tonight, and Damian Priest cut a promo on him, telling him to that he doesn't want to hurt him again because he still thinks of him as like a friend and all that type of stuff. So
an abusive relationship.
I guess so. But I thought this was a good match here. I liked it. Again, it would have been nice if LWO could buy a fucking win, but like I understand it. They did.
Christ.
They did
one fucking time.
They did protect him fairly well in defeat. And again, I think that because they're going to win in Puerto Rico, I'm okay with this. But like, it'd be nice if they could win one fucking match. But I guess that's not going to happen. What do you think of this?
I thought it was good. I thought it was fine. But yeah, LWO definitely needs a big one. I guess I was kind of wrong. They did get their heat back a little bit on last week's episode of Raw when they teamed up with KO, Sammy, and Matt Riddle for the beatdown.
But there wasn't. But then they
did get some of their heat back.
And that heat they got back, they just lost it again here.
They lost all of it was gone. No more heat. No more heat. Done.
The cold now. They're shivering now. Fucking freezing.
They're fucking. They're in Antarctica.
Yeah. Adam Pearce is backstage, and Zelina Vega wants a SmackDown Women's Championship match at Backlash. It's in Puerto Rico. She's Puerto Rican, and Adam Pearce agrees to get. No, the match gets made official, but she says he has to talk about it with like higher management and all that type of stuff. But basically, he does make the match official because they were talking about it. So. This segment what I thought was fairly enjoyable here. It was a nice way to set up a SmackDown Women's title match. What did you think of this?
I like it. Zelina, it kind of deserves it too because she's Puerto Rican descent.
Yeah,
and it would be a nice little way for her to go back to her native home, her homeland essentially.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I would say hopefully win.
Probably not.
Probably gonna get folded up so people can have an erection online to see Zelina Vega with her fucking legs up over her head.
You can't blame them.
That's gonna happen. The second that fucking pin happens, 20 perverts online can't fucking wait.
Wait for that. I don't know if you have Telegram notifications on, but be prepared for that notification on the Telegram chat. So
I already know it's gonna be there.
Yeah. But yeah. So I'll tell you. They are making it seem like she's gonna get like she'll probably get like a hometown ovation. I don't think it's gonna be like Sami Zayn level of ovation that he got though in Canada.
No, but it's that big because that's one of their own.
Yeah. So I'll tell you a funny story. I've been saying I think for the past few weeks she's obviously gonna get this SmackDown Women's title match because her father was Puerto Rican, and never crossed my mind that she'd be fucking Puerto Rican even though her father was Puerto Rican. I was like, huh?
I don't know why you would have thought and didn't think of that.
I'm like, always. I don't know what the fuck I was not thinking there. Like,
completely ignore. It's like the people that ignore that the Rock's black.
I know. For some reason, I was just like, oh yeah, her father's Puerto Rican. It's his fucking. Well, I guess it was his daughter. It still is his daughter technically, but it's his fucking daughter. And I'm ignoring the fact that she'd be part Puerto Rican also. That completely didn't even cross my fucking mind. It's like. What was I thinking Like, how could I forget that? It was his fucking daughter. He's Puerto Rican. She's obviously going to have some Puerto Rican.
She's going to have she's going to be very much Puerto Rican.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think. I think she'll get like a decent ovation though, like I talked about.
I think she'll get a pretty big ovation.
Yeah.
Not like Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens level of big, but like, I think it's still going to be pretty big.
Yeah, not like Drew McIntyre that he got last.
Oh no,
last
but
fall.
I think it's going to be like the in between.
Yeah, but also I would be shocked if Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are probably still going to get a bigger ovation than her though, because they're fucking legit. They're fucking boss. That's how good they are. They're fucking awesome. They're good people. We need and they need to be shown respect. Like I know you're gonna say, well, Zelina Vega's a good person. That's fucking recent. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have been good people for fucking years. So. I know you're gonna say, well, wait, wasn't Sami Zayn just a heel a while ago? That doesn't count. He was a good person.
Yes, he was a heel.
But he was a good person in that
he was flip flopping. You're flip.
Wait a minute. He was a good person in a bad situation. That's what it was. So,
look at you.
But anyhow, let's continue talking. They showed
mental gymnastics.
They showed a nice little video package for Shinsuke Nakamura, basically hyping him up. It was really good. And then Karrion Kross cut a really good promo on him, talking about how the reason he didn't choose to beat up Nakamura, the cards chose for him to beat up Shinsuke Nakamura. So if I wasn't on those fucking cards, I'd have to fucking hide, go into hiding. I hope you were on those cards though. Like imagine you like.
No,
But,
I wouldn't be near those cards. I wouldn't worry.
he talks about how people don't truly know what their strength is until it's taken from them. He talked about how he took, I think he said like Drew McIntyre's like drive or something like that. It was something like big from Drew McIntyre that he totally didn't take from Drew McIntyre. That totally did not happen. He forgets that he lost that feud, but it's okay.
He took his drive, determination, his lust.
He said that he took Madcap Moss's smile away from him, which is very true. And he said that he took away Rey Mysterio's patience, you know, because that's a reference to the fact that right after that match, he lost patience with his son right afterwards. So very, very true stuff right there. And he said that he's going to take Shinsuke Nakamura's. I think he said like his fight or something. It's something like that. But I liked it. I hope not. But I liked this a lot. I'm looking forward to seeing a match between Shinsuke Nakamura and Karrion Kross. I think that match is going to be awesome. I just don't know who really should win that feud though, because they both need a big win.
I think it's going to be Shin.
Good Shin.
Used to call him. Good old Shin.
But yeah, what did you think of the segment right there with the Shinsuke and Karrion Kross thing?
I liked it.
Yeah, it
was good.
Then we had Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus the Viking Raiders versus Valhalla inside. Really good tag match here. They get the heat on Ricochet for a while. Eventually, Braun Strowman makes the hot tag. And at one point, he gets distracted by Valhalla. They're yelling at each other. And it allows Eric to hit a running knee onto him. And then Ivar hits a really big splash onto him. And I actually thought that was going to be it because they like pit him like where Eric like stands over him like the Viking style way where they usually do a pinfall. I'm like, oh, this is actually going to be it here. And when Braun kicked out, I was like, oh shit, he actually kicked out. I couldn't believe it. Then eventually Braun Strowman hit a double shoulder tackle followed by a power bomb, and Ricochet hits a swanton bomb off of the shoulders of Braun Strowman onto Eric, and the Viking Raiders lose. I thought this was a really good match here, and it made sense for Braun Strowman to Ricochet win because they needed a big win. So what did you think?
I liked it. I thought this match was really good.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of like goofy in a lot of ways too when Braun Strowman threw Ricochet at the Viking Raiders and almost missed entirely.
Yeah.
It was like, what the fuck? People like the people like that I saw on Twitter like, oh my god, he just turned on Ricochet.
It's funny too because Braun Strowman too, like he went right off camera, like he went and like laid down on the apron. I think because he realized he fucked up there because I don't think he knew what to do right there. Like,
that's so funny.
Yeah,
it was like, funny. Wow, that was real. I think he was supposed to toss Ricochet into them, into the Viking Raiders, but he missed. But
I loved Wade Barrett's reaction when a commentary. He's like, "What are you doing there, Braun?" Like that was great. And it made sense for Barrett to react that way because he's a heel, so it makes sense that he would like, you know. I mean, he's not as much heel as like Graves is, but he's definitely like a heel on commentary. So next match, we had another tag match. So this show was appeasing to me really well because you know me, I like my tag team wrestling, Chris. Yeah, it's Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defending the women's tag team titles against Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez kind of promo saying they're going to beat up Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. They have a match. The heels are continuously trying to cheat, but they keep getting caught. Eventually, earlier in the match, Chelsea Green threw water into Liv Morgan's face again, and later Liv Morgan threw water into her face behind the ref's back, and then she covers her, and Raquel Rodriguez helps her use the ropes for leverage, and they end up retaining the titles. Decent little match right here. Nothing really wrong with it. I like the fact that the faces won just because the heels kept cheating, and you know you can only cheat so often. So, what do you think of this?
I didn't mind it. It wasn't bad. It was pretty good.
Matt Riddle gets interviewed, and he said that he's going to beat up Solo Sikoa for trying to take months off of his career. I mean, this is where we find out that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn aren't there. Because he thought they don't need to be there. Matt Riddle needs to prove himself to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have proven themselves to him. He needs to prove himself to them. That's why they're not fucking there. So, what did you think of this?
He needs to prove himself.
He did not. Then we had
Fuck.
the Intercontinental Championship match. It was Walter defending against Xavier Woods. I almost did it, Chris. I almost wrote down the other name, but I stopped myself.
Name?
Well,
Gunta!
I almost did it, but I stopped myself. It was almost written, but it was never written. So, and it was never said on the air, so it doesn't count. So, this match was excellent, though. Made Xavier Woods look really strong. He almost won the championship at one point, but eventually Walter chokes him out with the sleeper hold, and Xavier Woods passes out. And this match was awesome. I really loved it. What did you think of this?
I thought it was really good. I liked it. I liked this match a lot. And again, it shows the versatility of Woods.
And it shows the versatility of Walter, too, because he can beat a wrestler with any move because he doesn't hit his finisher or anything like that in this match. So I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. It was really good.
The Usos do a promo saying that they're going to take out Matt Riddle and they're going to take them out, and they're going to take out whatever's left of him, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, on next at Backlash, and they said they're going to get back the WWE tag team titles. What do you think of that?
It was great.
They're not doing that, though. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are totally fucking winning. They better fucking win. Then we had Solo Sikoa versus Matt Riddle in an ODQ match. This was a war right here. They just beat the shit out of each other. They redid the bit where Matt Riddle tipped the announcer's table over, and Solo Sikoa powered out of it, and he actually won with the Samoan Spike. And the cool way they did this was Matt Riddle bounced off the ropes, and it looked like a clothesline, but it was actually the Samoan Spike. And afterwards, the Usos hit the 1D onto Matt Riddle through the table. What do you think of that? That was good. This match was really good.
Yeah.
I love seeing Matt Riddle get beaten down. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
He deserves that. He deserves that beatdown. He's gonna continue. He's in a storyline that he doesn't belong in. That should be fucking. Well, obviously not Cody getting beaten down, but that should be Cody Rhodes in his fucking storyline. But he's fucking taking up a spot. It should be fucking Cody in there. What are you doing? What did you think? What do you think of that take right there?
That's very hot.
There you go. But the SmackDown was really solid. I'm going to give SmackDown a B. I really wish they would have made event in Xavier Woods versus Walter. That deserved the main event slot. But other than that, nothing really wrong with SmackDown. What did you think?
Yeah, nothing wrong entirely with SmackDown. I liked SmackDown a lot. I thought SmackDown was really good this week.
There's more stuff that happened. So on the SmackDown Lowdown, I typically don't talk about it, but LA Knight did an interview on the SmackDown Lowdown where he just tried to interview everyone about the Superstar shakeup. He tried to interview Natalya and Shotzi, Lacey Evans, and Hit Row, and he just wasn't really he wasn't that impressed with it, and he was just being money right here. Like, LA Knight is money. They need to understand that, and they need to put him on TV every single week. He's awesome. And of course, Megan Moran had the audacity to say, now the show can proceed as normal. Now we can have a nice show. Like, that's very mean. LA Knight was fucking putting you got money, putting you views, and you're fucking downplaying his draw power. Fucking rude. Fucking mean. What do you think of that right there?
Fucking awful.
Yeah. He's money. And then they also set up a match between Zelina Vega and Sonya Deville, so that would be good. Gonna give Zelina, huh?
Zelina?
Yeah. And then let's go through Level Up real quick. It aired the same day as SmackDown, April 24. I almost said 24th, but April 21st, 2023. We had Byron Saxon, Blake Howard, and Mr. Stone on commentary. We had Wendy Chu and Valentina Veloz versus Jakara Jackson and Last Legend. This match was pretty bland because three of the people in the match are fucking bland wrestlers, a bunch of nothings. Eventually, Wendy Chu and Valentina Veloz won when Wendy Chu hit the snooze button, which is like a phone out and slam on Jakara Jackson for the win. So Jakara Jackson got snoozed right there. So. And then Javier Bernal and Cal Dixon did an interview where they were just being very egotistical and all that type of stuff. they were being kind of losers right here. So there's really nothing to say because Javier Bernal, he's a fucking loser, man. So
fucking Javier Bernal, what a fucking loser that Javier Bernal is.
Yeah. Then we had Oliver.
Yeah.
Huh?
He is Javier Bernal.
Yeah. Then we had Oliver Carter versus Damon Kemp. This match was great right here. It was really awesome. There was a scary moment in this match. You've probably seen this on like TikTok and stuff where Damon Kemp had a German suplex onto Oliver Carter, and he nearly dropped him on his neck. Like I thought he broke his neck right there. But eventually Damon Kemp ended up getting the win. He was kind of mean in this match, but he was just trying to win the match. I think there was an understandable meanness in the match. So too bad though he's going to be stuck on Level Up after this. So it's not like he's going to benefit from this win. So then we had Adrius Enofe and Malik Blade versus Javier Bernal and Kale Dixon. Guess who won this match, Chris?
Me.
No, it was Adrius Enofe and Malik Blade. They won. They're winners. Winners. That was Level Up. It was pretty decent. I'll give it like a C-. It was fairly average, but nothing wrong with it particularly. So there you go. Let's do some predictions now for this upcoming week.
Yeah, predictions.
So Bad Bunny is going to be on Raw tonight. What do you think Bad Bunny's doing? What do you think Bad Bunny's doing tonight?
What is he doing?
Yeah.
He's gonna kill Damian Priest. Literally.
Good. Yeah, he'll probably challenge Damian Priest. It will be a tag match. We're gonna get a 6-man with Ray, Bad Bunny, and Santos versus Judgment Day, or we're gonna get a tag match where it's just Ray and Santos versus Damian and Dominic. But we're gonna get some type of match like that. So that'd be fine. We also have Rey Mysterio versus Damian Priest. Who do you think's winning that match?
Damian Priest.
I think Ray's gonna win. I think Ray will win via Bad Bunny. And
I hope so.
We'll see. We have some more predictions. Let's do Spring Break-In now. We have some predictions coming on that show. We have an NXT Women's Championship match. Indy Hartwell is going to defend against Roxanne Perez and Tiffany Stratton. What do you think's happening in that match?
I don't know.
You got to pick something.
We will see.
You got to pick something. We're gonna keep sitting. We're gonna keep sitting here until you.
Indy Hartwell.
Okay. I think Indy Hartwell will win. I think she'll pin Roxanne Perez, and this will be Roxanne Perez's last match before she gets called up. I think she's getting drafted. So we have Fallon Henley. Listen to this barn burner right here. Fallon Henley and Josh Briggs versus Brooks Jensen and Kiana James. This match is going to be like match of the year. This is going to be. I mean, it's not the Tokyo Dome, so it's not getting 5 stars. But it's still going to be like a 5-star caliber match. Who do I think will win? I think it's going to be Fallon Henley and Josh Briggs, and then afterwards, Kiana James is turning on Brooks Jensen. What about you?
I think the exact same fucking thing.
This match should be a barn burner, though. What do you think? This would be a 5-star classic.
Just 5. 5's
Yeah.
all around. 3 enough, man. I need 5.
We have Lyra Valkyria versus Cora Jade on the show. I think this match will be really good. I just won't really care about it because they haven't done a lot to care about it. Lyra Valkyria really should this match. Needs to gain some momentum, but I think they're going to be stupid and they're going to give the win to Cora Jade for a stupid reason. What do you think?
I think it's going to be Lyra, but I think it could be Cora Jade, but I think I'm going to go Lyra.
Okay. Then we have the Family versus Pretty Deadly in a trunk match, basically a last ride match. I think the Family wins, and this will be Pretty Deadly's last match in NXT. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's going to be their last match. Who is it again?
The Family versus Pretty Deadly in the trunk match.
I think it's going to be the Family because I think this is going to be Pretty Deadly's last.
And then we have the main event. It's Carmelo Hayes defending the NXT Championships against. No, we don't have the main event. We have Andre Chase versus Braun Breaker. I forgot about that one. That's an easy win for Braun Breaker. I actually think he might squash Andre Chase, which and it's going to lead to more dissension in Chase U. Where like Andre Chase, like, why did you put me in that match, man? It's going to be terrible stuff like that. What do you think?
I agree. I think it's going to be Braun Breaker because again, it's too early.
Yeah. And then we have the NXT title match. It's Carmelo Hayes defending against Grayson Waller. I think it's Carmelo Hayes. He just won the belt, so there's no reason for him to lose it. And I think Grayson Waller is being drafted to either Raw or SmackDown, preferably probably SmackDown. But what do you think?
I think it's going to be Carmelo Hayes.
It'd be a great swerve though if they did go with Grayson.
It would be if it would be great if it was Grayson Waller, but I think it's going to be Carmelo. It's again, it's like they like to have long title reigns. That's just way too soon.
Yeah, I just think too it would be nice, just because too because Grayson Waller really is he's ready for the main roster, but NXT will really suffer if he's off NXT. At least in my opinion, anyways, because he makes the show watchable. But before we end the video, we have some news. We have a couple matches that were added on SmackDown for
Backlash.
We have a triple threat match for the United States Championship. It's Austin Theory defended against Bronson Reed and Bobby Lashley. I think that match would be a good triple threat match. We won't do a prediction for it, but I'm interested to see how they do it. It is kind of a random match for Theory to be in, but again, they've changed his direction 2 weeks in a row, so they really don't have a time to get him into a storyline right now for the belt. But I'm cool with this triple threat match. It will be a nice match for him to have. What do you think?
I think it'd be a nice match for sure. Nice triple threat.
Yeah, because like I said, Bronson Reed's a nice guy, so this has to be a nice triple threat match because he's a nice guy. So. And then we also have on this show, it's going to be Seth Rollins versus Almas. Almas. I don't know why. I thought I messed up there. And I don't know. I don't know who I thought it was, but it's Seth Rollins versus Almas. Obviously, this match is random. They're not even feuding right now. They just randomly added it to the show. I won't really give too much shit because Seth Rollins had his segment changed a few weeks ago, and he wasn't able to be the show a couple weeks ago. I honestly, a lot of people are angry, they're pissed that they just randomly added it to the show for no reason. These Sam fans that get pissed about this don't get pissed at all when AEW randomly adds a match to a pay-per-view that doesn't have any business being on there. Not a word when that happens. I don't really think that's that bad of a thing, just because I think they're going to build the match up on the. It's just going to take one promo for Rollins and MVP to cut, and the match will be built. It does suck for Omos though, because he's probably going to lose this match, and he continues to be the giant that consistently gets conquered. So it's what are you doing? But whatever. What do you think of that? The potential of Seth Rollins versus Omos.
I think the match is fine. They're doing the thing where they're going to work backwards, which is okay. I don't mind it.
Yeah, I think this match could deliver too, because Seth Rollins I think will sell really well for Omos, because he's a really good seller, and he's a really nice guy. He's going to make Omos look like a star, and Seth Rollins will look like a star because Seth Rollins is a star. So you can't not be a star. No, you cannot look like a star if you already are a star. So there you go. One other news thing that I heard about this draft is this is going to be kind of like Triple H's staple, the way that Triple H is going to set up. This is going to be what his WWE looks like from that point going forward, which I'm interested to see what that looks like. I can't wait to see what he'll add to the draft and things like that. I do wonder if he's going to be the one that comes out and announces the picks himself, because I think that would make a lot of sense. They'll probably just have Adam Pearce do it, but I think it'd make more sense because that would set that staple if Triple H comes out himself and announces the draft and everything like that. But what do you think of the fact of that here in that news story, that it's going to be the Triple H staple, pretty much?
Love it.
There you go.
But we have a couple other news things too. Also, Triple H is making an announcement tonight on Raw.
Ooh.
So he'll be here tonight on Raw, and it's unlike a Tony Khan announcement, which comes once a week. This is actually going to mean something.
Mm-hmm.
And the other news thing is, I can firmly say this now. I didn't want to step in. I didn't want to be mean, but now I am. Fuck Chavo Guerrero. Just fuck him. He said this today about fucking Rey Mysterio for some reason. Our family worked really, really hard to get that name to where it was, and we're tired of people prostituting in it. in a sense and using it for their benefit. Rey Mysterio, I'm sorry that no one knows who Rey Mysterio Sr. is. I'm sorry that you have to latch onto the Guerrero family, and we're just kind of tired of it. So thank you for keeping Eddie's name alive. Thank you for keeping the Guerrero name alive, but we don't need you. We're good. You know what I'm saying. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that bullshit? He just posted that today. What the fuck is this bullshit? Eddie's rolling over in his fucking grave right now after seeing that.
Yeah.
Not only is his fucking family in a turmoil right now with his fucking wife and daughters feuding with each other, but then his fucking nephew comes out and says that Rey Mysterio, who was like his brother and his best friend in the whole world, is prostituting off of his name. What the fuck?
Like Eddie would be cool with this if he was alive. Like,
the fucking gall of you to say that.
Yeah, that's just terrible.
That's horrific. To say that Rey Mysterio, of all people, is prostituting off of the name.
Yeah.
The fuck is wrong with you? Sometimes you gotta keep your mouth fucking shut, and that's one time you should have kept your mouth fucking shut, Chavo. You dumb fuck.
Like, Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio like really close. Like, he'd be totally cool with Rey Mysterio using his legacy. Like, I don't understand why he said that. That doesn't even make sense. I don't want to talk about that anymore. That's fucking
that's just pathetic.
Yeah.
He's trying to stay relevant. You know why people don't know who Rey Mysterio Sr. is? It's because he's a huge name in Mexico.
Yeah.
That's Rey Mysterio's uncle. He just when he was coming up to the ranks and stuff, he used his uncle's name as his own. And he was a huge name in Mexico, and he obviously trained Rey. And he wasn't really known all that well stateside. He was at the same WCW pay-per-view. I think it was Starrcade that the Black Scorpion faced Sting.
Yeah.
He was on that show when he teamed up with Conan in a tag match. That was the only time he was ever stateside, from what I can remember.
Yeah.
It's just fucked up in so much way, shape, and form. To say that Rey Mysterio is prostituting off of the Guerrero name.
I feel like he needs to focus on his own family right now, like you said, just because his family's in a turmoil and he's posting shit like that instead of trying to fix the family, pretty much. So, like, I know he doesn't want to get involved in that situation, but like, there's no need to post it. There's no need to post that. Then you legit started something that doesn't need to be started.
I literally I've seen so many people like say like, dude, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
There's like so many people like, what the hell are you even talking about, dude?
Yeah.
Like, it's just insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all the news that we have. I don't want to talk about it anymore because it fucking makes me hate Chavo Guerrero now.
Well, let's end on a positive. What do you think the Triple H announced? It's probably gonna be something about the draft. I don't know what about the draft.
100% be about the draft.
Maybe he's gonna announce GM, like general managers coming in or something. I don't know, because
that would be interesting. Instead of having Adam Pearce be the governing body over both shows.
I would complain if Adam Pearce, because I don't mind him as an authority figure, but he should manage just one show. I'm trying to think of who he could bring in to be because it wouldn't be somebody new, obviously, getting hired. And it still can't be William Regal, correct? He still has like the on-air no-compete clause, correct?
Yeah, he's still for the rest of this year. I think the rest of this year, really.
Yeah. The thing that sucks is like it would probably be Shane McMahon but obviously Shane can't show up for a while. So
yeah, probably not gonna be Stephanie either. Probably not gonna be McMahon.
Yeah. I mean, it can't be. It shouldn't be Vince, because I feel like it would be.
No, cool. It's not. That's just like,
yeah.
That would be pure speculation, but I don't know. Maybe it could be GMs. I think Adam Pearce would definitely be one. I think he's penciled in as one, and I wouldn't even know. They probably had to bring in someone else.
Yeah, but they can't really put in anyone because Was the hiring freeze official at this? Like they have a hiring freeze.
I don't even know if they have a hiring freeze, to be honest with you, because I read a lot of places that said that there was no hiring freeze.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. We'll see what the announcement is. It's definitely something related to the draft, whether that's GMs or what, but I'm not sure what it would be.
James.
Huh?
We need a James text before it goes too far.
Well, he's already texted me, so
okay,
he's up and
he's not asleep, I guess.
But let's do some plugs and promotion. We have a lot of things coming this week for for this channel. A lot of retro related things. And I did get my schedule up because I've changed it so much that I have to read it off. So obviously you got this show today. You can watch it again if you want. It's right there for you. Tomorrow, Chris and I are going to make history. We're going to do 2 retros in the same day. It sucks we have to do it this way, but it's the only way it can happen. We're going to do the Superstar Shake-Up SmackDown episode from 2017, which is the April 11th, 2017 episode of SmackDown. That will be live at 12:30. And then later in the day at 4:30, we're going to be doing a WWE Backlash 2017 retro. We're doing them the same day because they both took place within the span of a month of each other. So that's why we're doing it the same day. Wednesday, April 26, 2023 at 1 p.m. EST. James and I will be doing a retro wrestling review series for Backlash 04. Thursday, April 27th, 2023 at 1:30 p.m. EST. Chris, possibly James and I will be doing a retro for WWE Raw for June 5th, 2005. That will be the last draft retro we do before the draft. And then on Friday, April 28th, 2023, at 1:30 p.m. EST, we'll be doing WWE Aftershock, where we'll be covering tonight's Raw, NXT Spring Break, and main event. We're doing it this way because it makes more sense to cover the Superstar Shake-Up, well, not the Shake-Up, but the draft shows together. SmackDown this week and Raw next week. And then
live stream. Since you're talking about it, live streams will be made as the days go on. I have made a few of the live stream links, but more live stream links are to come. So just be on the lookout for it. And also, quick note: when you guys do see the live stream links, make sure you turn on the notify me bell icon when you see it on the live. And do it for either lives or premieres going forward. So, like, if there's a premiere for fantasy booking or a live for anything else, hit that notify me button, and then you'll be notified when they're about to go live. That's probably, like, the easiest way to be notified when we're about to go live with something. And,
James, since you have I don't know if you're still doing it tonight, but you have a retro you're doing with Casey.
Yes. Tonight, specifically, Backlash 2007. I dare I say it, and maybe you guys can agree with me, the best WWE Fatal 4-Way that WWE's ever produced, bar none.
There might be one that tops it that I can think of, but I don't.
Is there one?
I remember it might be it's like the second best, but the only one I can think of that would top it is the NXT Takeover. I think it was Fatal 4-Way.
Okay. So I'm talking main roster. If I'm talking main roster throughout history.
Then I would say yes.
Then doesn't include NXT. I think it's the best 4-Way ever produced by WWE.
I would say so. Then yes.
Yeah. That's what we be doing. We doing that, and it also has Batista and Taker on that show, and that god awful ECW World Title match where Vince won the fucking title. So, yeah.
And I'm not going to be on that one because you can watch it. John Tuddy and I, a while ago, back in 2017, ironically enough, did the retro for it already. So that's why I'm not doing that one.
Yeah.
So.
But it will be a me and Casey one on that front. We will be getting that done ASAP, hopefully today, unless of course Casey had work kick his ass today, but I doubt that will be the case. I think he has today off, but we'll see. Yeah. As of right now, definitely happening tonight.
Okay. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Obviously, you can check out all the other stuff. We're getting the fantasy bookings up and running again.
New intro
We're gonna
coming
be
up
doing-
in 2 weeks, by the way. So that's coming up.
Yeah,
That's
and you'll
coming up
see-
in 2 weeks. So be on the lookout for Steve Coakley's if Goldberg re-signed in 2004 fantasy booking. That
So do we
has
have
a
to
new
be-
intro.
Do we have to record a new one fairly soon then? Because
No.
that's the last one.
No, because we still have to. I still have the ones that are booking our feud, so that's going to be
Okay.
coming after that. So,
Okay.
but yeah,
So, yeah,
we have a lot in
you'll
the
see-
can. Put it that way. This channel is probably the most active out of all the FTW channels. So,
And it's gonna get more active because we're gonna do a lot of retros. Let's just say within the next these next few weeks or so.
yeah,
So,
it's gonna be a wild time, and you all will be enjoying the ride. So there you go.
and obviously you can check out the On the Talkinator channel. That's launching in a few. We're gonna launch new stuff in a few weeks.
Yes, we are.
So
I'm already creating intros for every show that is on. You can actually check the channel banner right now. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
yeah, and then FTW Productions. I have to get used to calling it that now because I've been calling it CM.
Yeah, the
Brothers for
FTW
longest.
Productions main hub, formerly CM Brothers. Video gonna be going up in a couple weeks. The first of the best of FTW Productions gonna be uploaded to that channel. It's gonna be the sibling role play of myself and Mistress Audio playing shared experiences. Is about two people with full-blown autism being bullied for said reason, basically, and how they dealt with it and how both ended up faring later on in life. It's actually probably one of my better works, and I'm really proud of it. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be cool. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it coming up from that channel. And then, soon to come to Owen the Talkinator, Character Select, Owen and AJ Talks, Content and Review, going to be moving over to that channel, and Retro Movie Review Series, which is a spinoff of the Retro Wrestling Review Series on this channel. So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so I gotta get into contact with Nikos and Casey when they get closer and stuff. So yeah, so we got a lot of exciting stuff coming. So I'm excited about it. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much it, guys, and we will talk to you guys later. And since this is being recorded in the past, technically, if you watch it tomorrow, we will talk to you guys in the future.
There we go. Yay! He got it right! Goodbye, everybody!
Podcast has concluded. Be sure to check out more group discussion as far as WWE content is concerned, and check out more content from For the Win Productions.